A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio.
Five bells. Stand by all stations.
Attention, all districts. A 5-alarm fire. 5 bells. Move in immediately.
That's it. Let's roll. Let's go. Firefighters. Presenting Firefighters, the true-to-life story of our unsung heroes who stand ready to ride by day or night against our most murderous enemy, the demon of fire. In just a moment, we'll join Chief Cody and rookie fireman Tim Collins at the fire in the storage loft where a few minutes ago, Tim penetrated the smoke and flames on the stairway in order to bring down a friend of his from the engine company who had been overcome by smoke. From then on, he had been busy with the inhalator trying to revive Andy Parker. It was this fact that had kept Tim from the beating his buddies had taken and left him fresh and ready for the surprise assignment Chief Cody is about to spring. What that was, we'll see right after this message. Let's go, firefighters. Let's join Chief Cody and rookie fireman Tim Collins near the rescue company truck, where Tim is putting away the inhalator used to revive his friend Andy Parker, who had been overcome by smoke. For the moment, Tim had completely forgotten a question in his mind since he arrived at the fire. Why had the chief indicated it was dangerous to use water on the bales of rags burning on the second floor? But he's about to be reminded of it in a very personal way, as Chief Cody said.
With that back wall blazing up there, we've still got a fire on our hands, as Lieutenant Dillon here can tell you.
That's only too true, Chief.
Yes, but I don't understand, sir. The lieutenant ordered his men out of the first floor, and you said the rescue company would be out those windows and down the ladder soon.
That's right, Tim.
Well, then may I ask, sir, who's going to relieve them?
You and me, Tim. I hate to ask you, but you and I are about the only ones who've had it easy so far.
Well, sure, sir, but why should you?
Well, this is a job I wouldn't ask anybody else to do.
But the job must be almost done, Chief. Since the fire's out in those bales of rags up there, that means tons of water have already soaked that room down.
That's the danger, Andy. Remember our talk, Tim?
Well, yes, sir, but nothing happened, Chief. How can you say using water on this fire was dangerous, sir?
By now, those bales of rags have soaked up 3 times their normal weight in water.
Chief Cody checked with the building inspector, Collins. That's a terrific load for that floor to bear.
Oh, yes, that room was piled high with bales and... Oh, I get it. Using water has made it possible that floor might collapse under the weight.
That was the chance we had to take from the beginning. No one can say how the fire has weakened the floor structure. That's the chance we have to take. It's kind of ironic, isn't it, Tim? That water, not fire, may endanger our lives. That's the chance somebody has to take now.
We'll take it in our stride, Chief, whenever you say the word.
You'll need another man, won't you, Chief Cody?
To handle the hose from the ladder, yes. The lieutenant...
If Lieutenant Dillon will pardon me, I wasn't thinking of him, sir.
Great Scott, Andy. You came within an inch of losing your life a few minutes ago. If it hadn't been for Tim Collins here...
Well, that's why I'd kind of like to tag along now, sir. 2 men can't handle a situation like you've got on the second floor. I owe Tim a favor.
I can't order any more men.
I'm volunteering, sir.
Well, I don't know. What do you say, Lieutenant?
I think Andy's out on his feet and he doesn't know it.
Oh, gosh, sir, I've spent half my time at this fire unconscious. Don't you think I've had enough rest? I'm fresher than Collins any day.
That's a fact, sir. And the Chief would have me polishing grass, Andy, if I put up half this argument, pal.
Okay, Andy, you win. Come along, both of you. And no more wisecracks. You save your strength for what's ahead. You'll need it.
A moment later, Tim and his friend Andy Parker follow the chief up the ladder and climb over the sill into the second floor of the loft. Heavy, solid masses can be dimly seen. They are the bales of rags so wet down and sodden as to be hardly recognizable. The 3 men slosh their way through ankle-deep water, following the hose right up to the nozzle where a group of exhausted rescue company men are playing at stream on a blazing wall at the far end. Then, one by one, the tired firemen stumble back toward Lieutenant Dillon at the window and down the ladder, until only the chief and the 2 younger men are left.
Now, look, boys.
Yes, sir.
We stand a chance of getting out of here alive only if we work fast and efficiently.
I don't see how we can leave until that blazing wall is out, Chief.
First thing you know, that'll spread the next door. What can we do, sir?
Well, listen to me, and I'll make firefighters out of you yet. Now, hang on to that nozzle, Tim.
Yes, sir.
And Andy, go back a few yards and drag this hose forward.
Right. It's pretty hot where we are, Chief. You think we can work our way any closer to the fire?
I do. We'll crawl right up on top of it and give it everything we have. Lieutenant, get some men on that ladder with you. Feed us as much line as you can.
I've got some slack, Chief. We can move a few yards ahead right now.
Good. All right, Tim, tug. Tug. That's it. Now we're moving up.
Yes, sir. A little too close for comfort. Some of those bales are still ablaze up ahead. A lot of smoke.
We'll take care of that, son. Andy, get on that nozzle with Tim now.
Okay. You know what I think? They ought to spend so much time on those bales of rags, they'll let this wall get away from them.
I guess this is as close as we can get. No. Crouch down. Never mind the water. We'll crawl still closer.
Crawl, Chief?
Yeah.
The water's so deep on the floor, I can practically swim.
I can't say I like the looks of it after you told me the danger of those bales soaking it up, Chief.
We're going to be out of here before you know it, Tim.
Yes, sir.
Now open the control valve in that nozzle full.
Yes, sir.
Hang on to it, though, you two. It'll kick like a steer.
Wow! How do you like that pressure, Tim?
Never mind admiring the equipment, boys. Swing the stream over to the left a bit.
Yes, sir.
You see where that solid sheet of flame seems to be reaching out for us?
Yes, sir. I got you, Chief. Come on, Andy. Let's hit it.
That's it. Don't hold it there now, Tim. Let's get rid of some of this smoke. Aim her toward the ceiling now.
Tim.
That's it. Higher.
Brother, that spray coming back down on us now sure feels good.
Yeah, it was getting kind of hot.
Now hold it there a minute.
Yes, sir.
It'll cool the ceiling.
Yes, sir.
Lower the temperature of the air and gases. Gives a chance to move in still closer.
I knew there was a catch. The Chief was full of tricks.
Come on, Andy. Drag the line up closer and we'll hit the heart of that fire again.
You got it, son. You pick your own time.
Yes, sir. Okay. I bring that stream down off the ceiling with me, Andy.
Right.
And then right into the middle of it again.
That's it, boys. Hey, see where that bright yellow section is darkening to red? It's dimming a bit already. Well, hold it in that section.
Doggone it. I think we're beginning to lick this. The Chief's a mighty man, a handy man to have around, ain't there?
You said it, Andy. We still got a lot to learn.
You're doing fine, both of you. Cut that nozzle valve a minute, though, Tim.
Yes, sir.
I want to check on something.
Right. Well, that section is still smoldering, Chief, but it's under control, no question about that.
Well, we hit it with all the water we had. Good for the fire, bad for us.
Huh?
Bad? How come, sir?
If there were any dry bales of rags at this end, Andy, there aren't now. That stream was spraying down on them as well as us, don't forget.
Yeah, I suppose they've soaked up 4 times their normal weight by now.
Listen, I thought I heard that a second ago.
That's the sound of timber giving away somewhere around here.
Fine, just what we need. Where do we go from here?
Back along this line to the window and fast.
Yes, sir.
Drop that nozzle, Tim. Come on.
Come on, sir. I guess we can always drag it out after we get on the ladder.
Watch your step, boys.
Yes, sir.
The water in here is ankle deep. It's only too easy to slip.
I've got that same feeling you get skating on thin ice.
Yeah.
Like it was going to crack under you any minute.
There's the window over there to your left, Andy.
We better climb over this row of bales.
Yeah.
Quicker that way. Come up. Let me give you a hand, Chief.
Okay, Andy. You make it all right, Tim?
Yes, sir. Slippery, though. This stuff has been soaked into a solid mass.
I guess you'll never forget what I said about water sometimes being more dangerous than the fire itself.
Hurry
up, Chief. If that floor isn't sagging, I'll eat my helmet. Right with you, Lieutenant. You're first, Andy. Over that sill and onto the ladder, pronto. All right, let me give you a hand there, young feller. All right. There you are. You next, Tim, and then Hey, Tim, where'd you go?
I got my foot caught between 2 bales, Chief. Don't worry. I can work it loose. Go ahead. I'm getting it now.
You sure you're all right now?
Yes, sir.
I can see him coming. No time to waste, Chief. Now, you're next. Down to the ladder.
All right.
Come on. That's it. Look out, son. Look out. She's giving way. Hurry, Chief. Hurry.
Before the horrified terrified eyes of Chief Cody and the lieutenant clinging to the ladder outside the building, the floor within gives way under the tremendous weight of the water-soaked bales. They stare dully through the window at empty space within.
The back wall gave way.
I think the floor broke through first. The weight of the bales, the heavy timbers, the masonry, it's all plunged down through the street floor.
And in that rubble down there below, buried under the weight of it.
Poor Tim. And he went down with it.
Yeah. Clear to the basement. Now he's buried. Buried under tons of this stuff.
As Chief Cody stares at the ruins of the collapsed building, he hates to think what has happened to Tim. He knows in his heart how slim the chances are for any human being to remain alive under the tons of heavy material that must have buried Tim Collins. To learn what happened, be sure to be on hand for your next exciting episode of The Firefighters. In just a minute, Chief Bob Cody will tell you, boys and girls, how you can help the firefighters in your own town. But right now, let's listen to this message. And now, Fire Chief Cody with a word for the Firefighters Brigade. Chief Cody.
Hello, boys and girls. I'd like to talk for a moment to those of you who have gas heaters in your home, or perhaps what they call gas logs in your fireplace. Never take a chance of creating your own gas chamber. Don't close a room up completely when you're heating with gas. It's always wise to keep a window open slightly. Or if you'll remember that, you'll reduce any chance of accident. That's all for now. Until next time, this is Chief Cody saying, so long.
Fire Chief Cody and the young rookie fireman Tim Collins will be back on the same station the next time you hear...
That's it. Let's go!
Let's go! Firefighters!
Ladies and gentlemen, the secret word tonight is clothes. C-L-O-T-H-E-S.
Really?
You bet your life.
Thought I'd give
For more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth Dealers of America present Groucho Marx in You Bet Your Life, the comedy quiz series produced and transcribed from Hollywood. And here he is, the one, the only...
Just a flash in the pan. Oh, that's me. Well, here I am again with $2,000 for one of our couples.
Groucho, we have a bachelor and a
Just
spin...
stand there all day. You can go ahead.
I was waiting for the cue.
Doing the show long enough to know when to come in.
Groucho, we have a bachelor and
Not
a...
on strings, you know. Put you on the howdy-doody show.
Groucho, we have a bachelor and a spinster for you. They were selected from our studio audience just before we went on the air.
A likely story.
Miss Mary Francine Tyler and Mr. Navak Kurnik. Meet Groucho Marx.
Well, welcome for the DeSoto Plymouth Dealers. Say the secret word and you'll divide $100. It's a common word, something you see every day. Mary Taylor, is that you?
Tyler.
Tyler, oh. Were you ever president of the United States, Mary?
I never was.
No. How old are you, Mary?
82 years old.
Really? Well, you certainly don't look it, Mary.
Thank you.
You look about 58.
Well, thank you very much.
How young are you, old boy?
77.
77, huh? Well, you don't look it. You look about 58. Mary, will you marry this fellow?
No.
Well, that's a direct answer, all right. No equivocating here. Mr. Kurnik, that's you. You're the bachelor. Your first name? What is your first name?
Navak.
What's that?
Navak.
Navak Kurnik?
Yeah.
Sounds like an old lady eating popcorn. Navak Kurnik. Where'd you get an alias like that?
In Russia.
In that case, I suggest you take it up with the Security Council. What part of Russia did you flee from?
I come from the state of Minsk.
Minsk?
Yeah.
Oh, I know. That's about halfway between Omsk and Unsk, isn't it?
No, it is between Moscow and Warsaw.
Oh, is that near the Volga?
No, far away from the Volga.
Is there really a Volga there?
There is, yeah.
You know, there is no Swanee River. They've been singing about it for years.
No, they don't sing much that Swanee River there.
They don't sing about much in Russia about anything, do they?
Not now.
No. What did you do in Russia?
I was
Besides
there
run?
in the lumber business.
You were in the lumber business?
Yeah, I used to buy the timber from the government and work them out and ship them over to Germany.
Oh. And they invented lumber, didn't they?
They invented, yeah.
They do a remarkable job over there. Now, Navac, how old did you say you were?
77.
Well, you're a very young-looking man. You're 77, and Mary is 82. 82. Well, he's barely dry behind the ears. Huh? Mary, are you going to let 5 years stand between you and ultimate happiness?
No. I'm happy as I am.
Yes, but think of poor Navac. Alas, poor Navac, I knew him well. What kind of a woman are you looking for, Navac?
I am not looking for anything.
These kids are nuts about each other. Well, stop beating around the bush. If you're not looking for a woman, how do you expect to get married?
I don't expect to get married.
Playing hard to get, eh? How devilish clever these Russians are. We see through your little game, Koenig. Mary and I weren't born yesterday, you know. Navac, why are you so sour on matrimony? Come clean now. Did something happen when you were a youth? Pretend you're lying on my couch and I'm taking notes.
When I was about 40 years in this country, the women began to shoot their husbands, and quite few cases. And the jurors freed them every time. And I didn't want to make a shooting gallery for women.
Well, every woman doesn't carry a rod, you know. How are you with a gun, Mary? Do you think you could plug him at 50 paces?
No, he'd be perfectly safe in front of my gun.
Well, how are you with a bow and arrow?
Not that either.
Have you ever come close to marriage?
Once in a leap year, a girl proposed.
Where?
In a leap year, a girl proposed to me.
In a leap year? Where is that? Is that...
that was in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia.
In Philadelphia?
Yeah. But I liked the girl also, but I disliked her, the mother, the future mother-in-law.
The old lady have a rifle? Or...
No, didn't have what
Why didn't you like her? Why didn't you like the mother?
In general, I am against mothers-in-law.
Well, what happened? You met this girl and you were enamored of her?
Yeah, and I liked the father very much.
Uh-huh.
But I told him that on account of your wife, she will always give us trouble. So he wanted to induce me that he will keep her away from us.
Did he like his wife?
Yeah, I don't know, because I asked him once. He used to take her, wherever he goes, he used to take her alone. So I asked him once, why is it that wherever you go, you take her alone? He says, Sonny, it is better than to kiss her goodbye.
Certainly a logical answer, all right. Well, it's been pleasant talking to you two, and Navac, if you should get married, be sure to let us know, huh? Or to be sure to let Mary know, huh? You haven't got a mother-in-law, have you?
No.
See, you'd be perfectly safe, yeah. Now, in just 1 minute, you're going to play You Bet Your Life for a chance at the $2,000 question. Right now, please stop making sheep's eyes at each other and listen to some wonderful advice.
Take the 5-mile trial.
Take the 5-mile trial.
Visit your DeSoto Plymouth dealers tomorrow for a 5-mile trial in a new DeSoto. Behind the wheel of the DeSoto Fire Dome 8 or the DeSoto Power Master 6, you'll be able to judge for yourself the real meaning of DeSoto full power steering. Making sharp turns, driving over the roughest roads, you'll have absolute control, and with almost no effort. When the car is standing, or when you're trying to park, you'll find you can turn the steering wheel with one finger. It's as easy as that. You see, DeSoto power steering is not partial, but full power steering. It works for you not just some of the time, but all of the time. It's one of the greatest advances in driving convenience and safety in years. Try DeSoto Full Power Steering in the new DeSoto PowerMaster 6 or the mighty DeSoto Fire Dome 8 with the 160 horsepower V8 engine. Go to your DeSoto Plymouth dealers tomorrow and take the 5-mile trial.
And when you do, tell them Groucho sent you.
And remember, all dealers who sell DeSoto also sell Plymouth, the low-priced car, most like high-priced cars.
All right, now let's see how you work together as a team. Fire Dome Fenneman. Would you mind explaining the rules?
You bet as much of your $20 as you want on each of 4 questions, and the couple that earns the most money gets a chance at the $2,000 DeSoto Plymouth question later on in the show.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. From our list of 20 categories, you selected number 19, weights and measures. Is that right?
Yes.
Here's your first question. How much of the 20 are you going to bet? And talk right out loud.
How much? 19?
Sorry?
19.
19, okay. How many feet in a statute mile?
In what?
In a mile. How many feet in a mile? A straight mile.
In a mile.
Yeah,
mile. M-I-L-E.
5,280.
That's right, 5,280.
Well, you're on your way. You have $39.
Remember, you're going for $2,000 tonight. Now, how much of the $39 will you try this time?
38?
38. All right, how many square feet to the square yard?
144.
How many square feet to the square yard? Now, think it over.
9 square feet, 1 square yard.
That's right, 9 is right.
You now have $77.
Here's your third question. How much of the 77B will you go for?
78.
You only have...
Oh, 76.
If you want to bet 78, you'll have to give me $1.
No, 76.
76. All right, how many ounces to the pound? This is Avoirdupois weight. How many ounces?
16.
16 is right.
You now climb to $153.
And this is your last chance to beat the other couples. How much of the 153?
Yes.
153.
Shoot the works. Here we go. How many pints to the gallon?
8.
8?
Yes.
All right, 8 is right.
And you wind up with $306.
Thanks and good luck to the DeSoto Plymouth
Thank
dealers.
you so much.
Groucho, we invited some women who work at the draft board to the program tonight. Just before we went on the air, Mrs. Helen Hummel was chosen. Her partner is a gentleman from our audience, Mr. Paul Grimes. And here they come. Folks, meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome to Your Bet Your Life. Say the secret word and divide $100. It's a common word, something you see every day. Mrs. Helen Hummel and Mr. Paul Grimes, eh? Helen, Mrs. Hummel, where are you from?
I'm from Indiana, Hartford City.
Mr. Paul Grimes, where are you from?
I was born in Moberly, Missouri. That is not exactly in Moberly, about 4 miles out on Coon Creek.
But you actually were born, though, huh? Are you married?
Not yet.
Well, you should have been here a while ago. Your name is Navac Kornick, is it? Have you got a girlfriend?
I sure have. It's a swell one.
Are you sure it isn't puppy love? How serious is this romance? Have you proposed to her?
I proposed to her 3 times.
Kind of pressing your luck, aren't you? Never whip a tired horse, you know. When did you do this proposing?
Well, the first time was about 27 years ago.
And she's just making up her mind now? Where did you ever find such an impetuous girl?
Found her in Moberly, Missouri.
In the creek? What happened when you proposed to her 27 years ago?
She married another man.
You proposed and she married another fella, huh? Are you always that lucky? What happened then?
Well, that marriage didn't work out, so a few years later I proposed again.
What happened the second time you proposed?
Same thing.
Paul, it seems that every time you open your mouth, you put somebody else's foot in it. Well, congratulations. What stage is this romance in at present?
Well, I proposed again.
Good for you. Who's she's going to marry this time?
Me.
Well, that'll teach you to let sleeping dogs lie, Paul. Let's see now. What is it you do, Helen?
I'm the head of the Selective Service Local Board 100, Hollywood Draft Board.
The draft board?
Yes.
Well, if I've said anything to offend you here, As a matter of fact, it doesn't affect me at all. If Grant couldn't get me, I doubt if you'll be able to. What sort of work do you do, Mr. Grimes?
I'm information assistant to the director of the County Air Pollution Control District, Los Angeles County.
Oh, a night watchman, huh? Could you make that a little shorter and break it down into small words so I would know what you're talking about?
Well, I handle public relations for Air Pollution Control District.
Well, some of my relations are polluted, but I have nothing to do with it. Could you make it still shorter? What are you talking about?
Smog.
Smog, eh? No wonder she wouldn't marry you. She couldn't see you. Now, in your own smoggy way, just what do you do?
Well, I work for the Air Pollution Control District. I give out the information about it.
In that case, I'd like some information. What are you doing about smog?
Getting rid of it.
Well, I don't object to you getting rid of the smog in Los Angeles, but I wish you wouldn't blow it all to Beverly Hills. Technically, just what is smog, Paul?
It's a complex matter of dust, smoke, fumes, gases, vapors, a lot of things that combine in the atmosphere.
Has your outfit investigated the exact cause of smog?
Well, it's all these things, plus what the chemists call the unsaturated hydrocarbons that oxidize in the atmosphere and are held in by a temperature inversion.
Well, don't look at me. I seldom do any of that stuff. I still don't understand why they call it smog.
Smog is a coined word from smoke and fog. Actually, smaze would be a better name for the Los Angeles product.
Well, I'm happy to see your outfit is doing something about the smog. After years of research, you finally decided to call it smaze. I think you're going to get the curtains clean in my house. Well, you're a nice couple, and I hope you win lots of money here tonight. And while I think of it, drive the new DeSoto Fire Dome 8. First chance you get, it's a great car. Now, you're going to play You Bet Your Life. You beat our other couples, you'll get a chance at the $2,000 question. I can't tell you how much you have to win, but George, Fire Dome 8 is going to remind our listeners.
The first couple won $306. And the secret word is close.
All right, here we go. Let's see how high I can bid you $20. Each of these men played a prominent part in changing the history of their country. I'll give you the man's name, and you tell what country he was from. Here's your first question. How much are you going to go for?
19.
19. Paul von Hindenburg was a soldier of what country?
Germany.
Germany is correct.
You have $39.
Let me go in for $2,000 tonight. Now, how much on you are you going to bet on your second question?
38.
38? All right, Helen?
That's right.
Benito Juarez was a leader of what country?
Mexico.
Mexico is right.
You climbed to $77.
Here's your third question. How much of the 77?
76.
76. Leon Trotsky was famous in what country?
Russia.
Russia is correct.
You have $153.
And here's your last chance to beat the other couples. How much of the 153?
153.
153. From what country was Oliver Cromwell?
England.
England is right. Put it in, Paul.
You wind up with $306.
Thanks and good luck to the DeSoto Plymouth dealers.
We have a housewife from our audience and a man from the office of the price stabilization here tonight, Groucho. And I'd like you to meet them. Here they are, Mrs. Ola Batsol and Mr. Harvey Webster. Meet Groucho Marx.
Well, welcome to the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Say the secret word and you'll win $100. It's a common word, something you see every day. Mrs. Ola Batsol. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Huh? I don't object to the Batsol. It's the Mrs. that I find a little disquieting. Mr. Harvey Webster, how do you do? Where are you from?
Well, Ventura, California, but actually Southern California.
Are you married?
Very muchly so.
Uh-huh. What do you mean by very much so? Are you happily married?
Well, yes. I have 7 children. I guess I'm married.
That's besides the point. Are you happily married? Ola Batsol, that's you, huh?
Yes.
Why is it all the beautiful women have such curious names? Zsa Zsa Gabor, Rita Ali Khan, Zazu Pitts. What kind of a name is Ola Batesol?
Ola is a Swedish name, and Batesol is German.
Where are you from, Ola?
Houston, Texas.
It's one of the prettiest parts of Germany, isn't it? Ola, I want to be sure where we stand. Are you sure you're married?
Yes, I'm sure.
You don't have to be quite so vehement about it. What's your husband's first name?
Myron.
Imagine being married to Myron Batesol. I don't think I like this fellow, Ola. Where is he now?
He's in Canada.
Wow, now you're talking. Well, he can stay there as far as I'm concerned. What sort of work does he do?
He's one of the country's top wrestlers.
How far north is he in Canada? I mean, is he around Hudson Bay? Hudson Bay, man, the river and the... No, I'm only kidding. Is he really a wrestler?
Yes, he really is.
He is, eh? In that case, to my oldest daughter, Miriam, I leave my building blocks. My new DeSoto fire domain. Ola, the first time you ever saw your husband, was it love at first sight?
No. I thought he was real funny looking. He weighs...
Why do you say that?
He weighs 325 pounds. He's 6'3", and he has a long black beard.
Sounds like a buffalo.
He looks like one in full dress.
What happened on your first day? Did he want to wrestle?
No, he took me to a wrestling match, and I was...
Threw you in the ring, I suppose.
No, I was really rather disappointed because when he made his entrance into the ring, I found out that he was the villain. He's just terrible. He snarls at the people, and they boo and hiss, and he bites their ears, and when the referee isn't looking, he puts these holts on them and wraps their legs in the rope, and he's really quite a mean guy.
I certainly don't blame you for marrying this fellow. He sounds irresistible. That's a strange name for a wrestler, isn't it? Myron Batesol. Most of them have ordinary names like Lord Blizz and Baron Leone and Terrible Turk. Does your husband have a professional name?
Yes, he's called the Cardiff Giant.
Well, he's a very famous wrestler, isn't he, the Cardiff Giant?
Yes, he is.
And you say he's in Canada now?
Yes, he's wrestling in Canada now.
Uh-huh. And he will definitely not be home tonight?
No, he won't be home tonight.
Well, he doesn't scare me anyway. If he was in here right now, I'd set fire to his beard. Say, haven't I met you somewhere before? Didn't I say hello to you about a week ago?
Yeah.
Let's see, what was your name was Webster, wasn't it?
That's right.
Webster. What kind of work is it you do?
Oh, I'm with the Office of Price Stabilization.
Well, I'm glad to have you here. There's a lot I'd like to know about your outfit. How do you control prices?
Well, we follow out the mandates or the dictates of Congress and...
You have many mandates while your husband's in Canada? What are some of the items controlled by the OPS?
Well, practically everything.
How about beautiful girls? Do you control them?
The only things that affect the cost of living.
You don't think beautiful girls affect the cost of living? Harvey, you're living in a fool's paradise. Well, you're nice people, and I'd like to go on talking to you two. But unfortunately, now it's time to play You Bet Your Life. What you have to do is run your $20 into more than our other couples, and you get a chance at the $2,000 question. I can't tell you how much you have to win, but George is going to remind our listeners.
Our first and second couples are tied at $306 each.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. You selected former Academy Award winners. Here's your first question. How much will you bet? Decide between you and talk real loud.
Let's bet 20.
$20.
$20.
The lady said so.
All right. In 1938, the Oscar went to the actress who played a Southern belle in the picture Jezebel. What is her name?
Betty Davis.
Betty Davis is right.
On your your way. You have $40.
Remember, you're going for $2,000 tonight. How much of the $40 will you try?
Don't you bet we bet 20?
Yes.
40, that's better.
40?
You have $40.
Okay, $40.
$40. Who won the award in 1941 playing Sergeant York?
Gary Cooper.
Gary Cooper's right.
You now have $80.
Here's your third question. How much of the 80?
80.
$80.
Webster hasn't got any words for this. Who won the Oscar in 1945 playing the title role in Mildred Pierce?
Joan Crawford.
Joan Crawford.
You climb to $160.
Here's your last chance to beat the other couples. How much are you going to bet?
$160.
All right. Who won the award in 1943 for his acting in The Watch on the Rhine?
Paul Henry.
Talk it over now. Who won the award in 1943 for his acting in The Watch on the Rhine?
Claude Rains?
No, I'm sorry. It's Paul Lucas. You had half of it, huh?
You went for it, Groucho.
That's a shame. I'm just as sorry as you are, but I'll give you one more question. You get it right, and we bring your winnings up to $25. Are you ready?
Yes.
What fruit is used in grape juice?
Well, I imagine grape.
Grant Stewart is right.
All that means, Groucho, this couple went broke. It means that our first two couples who tied with $306 get the chance at the $2,000 DeSoto Plymouth question in just one moment.
Two couples of...
Faster service by skilled mechanics. That's what you get at a DeSoto Plymouth dealers. And here's why. The master technicians who service your car are not only thoroughly experienced, but thoroughly trained. They get continual training, supervised by the factory. Recently, for example, more than 6,000 of these DeSoto Plymouth dealer mechanics attended 252 special training schools in all parts of the nation. Under the instruction of factory service executives, these men get additional training in all phases of repair and maintenance, and on the newest techniques of automotive service. This continuous training, in addition to their years of experience, naturally makes the skilled mechanics at a DeSoto Plymouth dealers the best qualified men to service your car. It means your car gets the finest care at a real saving to your pocketbook when you take it where you see the famous sign of better service, the friendly sign of a DeSoto Plymouth dealer. And now here are the winning couples, Groucho, our first two couples who tied for the big question, the chance at the $2,000 DeSoto Plymouth question. Come on in, folks. You'll both get a chance at it.
All right, here we go with two couples tied for a chance at the $2,000 question. Now, each couple will decide on a single answer and write it down on one of these cards. If both couples get it right, we'll split the money between them. Okay, you have 15 seconds, and here's the question. At Balaclava, a small Russian seaport in the Crimea, there occurred a famous military attack in 1854. This attack is known today in song and story. For $2,000, what is it called? Write it down. All right, I'll take the cards and read them. Well, here is the answer. The charge of the Light Brigade, so this couple win the big money.
Mr. Grimes and the lady from the draft board won.
That's right. You win the $2,000, plus how much in the quiz, George?
$306 in the quiz, Groucho.
You won $2,306. Well, congratulations from the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers from coast to coast. You bet your life. Put it there again.
Be sure to tune in again next Wednesday night at the same time for the Groucho Marx Show, when the big question will be worth $1,000. And don't miss Groucho's television show, also presented by the DeSoto Plymouth Dealers of America. And remember, all dealers who sell DeSoto also sell Plymouth. 2 great cars, both products of the Chrysler Corporation.
And when you drive in, tell them Groucho sent you. Good night, folks, and remember, see DeSoto, fire don't make tomorrow.
Folks, here's a reminder from the National Safety Council. Is safety a habit with you? You Bet Your Life, transcribed from Hollywood, is produced by John Goodell, directed by Robert Dwan and Bernie Smith, music by Jerry Fielding. This is George Fenneman signing off for the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers from coast to coast.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Gracie Allen. There's a message I'm supposed to give you at the end of the show, but it's so important I'd like to tell you now. It's about a fellow American in a foxhole overseas. That man is ready to give his life for us because he believes we're worth fighting for. The least we can do is back the attack and buy him the equipment he needs to bring this war to an end. How about an extra war bond?
This is Bill Goodwin speaking for Lever Brothers, makers of Swan, the new white floating soap that's pure as fine castiles. Well, it's Tuesday night again, time for another pleasant visit with George Burns and Gracie Allen, their guests Adolphe Menjou and his charming wife Marie Teasdale, with Jimmy Cash, Felix Mills and his orchestra, and the Swantette. And now meet the people who live in the Burns house, George and Gracie. Well, it's morning in the Burns home, but not just an ordinary one. For today, Mr. and Mrs. Burns celebrate their wedding anniversary.
George, even though it is our anniversary, you don't have to bother with my present this year.
But I insist.
No, George, please.
Gracie, you know when we were married, I bought you a chain with a pearl on it, and I've been adding to it every year.
Yes, but I thought you ought to stop. The chain is 3 feet long now, and the pearl hangs too far down.
All right, dear, no gift.
Oh, George, I don't need presents to make me happy. Just being your wife is enough.
Oh, thanks, sweetheart.
Our marriage has been one of the great love affairs. You've been to me what Romeo was to Juliet, what Armand was to Camille, what Carmen was to Miranda.
Well, I'm glad you feel that way about me.
I'm proud of you, George. Why, even our new cleaning woman, Mrs. Bundy, thinks you're very clever.
She does?
Yes. She thinks you're going to be very successful someday.
That's nice to hear.
In fact, she can't understand what's delaying you. Only yesterday when you walked out of the door, Mrs. Bundy said, "What's holding him up?"
I'm glad she likes me.
Well, honestly, I'm so happy I feel almost selfish. I wish every wife could be as happy as I am.
Oh, great.
No, I mean it, George. I have so much to be thankful for. Perfect marriage, comfortable little home, and above all, a strong, stalwart, upstanding, hard-working cleaning woman.
While we're on the subject, Gracie, why don't you get rid of that cleaning woman? Oh, you do all the work. All she does is sit around and gossip about our neighbors.
Oh, that's not true.
No?
No, she gossips about other people, too.
I thought so.
I wonder what's keeping Mrs. Bundy. She was coming here as soon as she finished at the Menjous.
She's probably snooping around to see how Menjou's mustache looks in the morning.
To see what's detaining Mrs. Bundy, let's look in at the home of another of Hollywood's happy married couples, Adolphe Menjou and his charming wife, Marie Teasdale.
Marie, darling, before I leave for the studio, would you do me a favor?
Well, of course, dear. I'd be happy to.
Oh, you're awfully sweet to me, baby.
Well, it's easy to be sweet to a husband like you, Precious.
You know, we ought to get some kind of award, staying happily married in Hollywood.
Yes. Do you remember? When we've been married 3 days, Hedda Hopper referred to us as Hollywood's grand old couple.
Yes. Well, here's the favor I want. This is the scene I'm shooting at the studio this morning. Would you run through it with me?
Surely. Let me have the script.
Pick it up right here, where I come home with a hangover.
All right. Now listen here, you second-hand lounge lizard. Get out and stay out.
How dare you talk to me like that?
Don't you tell me how to talk.
Excuse me, Mrs. Menjou. I'm ready to leave now.
No, just a minute, Mrs. Bundy. I want to finish with my husband. Where was I? Oh, yes. Don't you talk to me like that. I know you were out spending my money on that chorus girl.
What about you letting that playboy wear my shirts?
That's none of your business, you broken-down wolf.
Don't call me names, you fugitive from a mud pack.
I'll call you anything I like, you big philandering ape.
Ah, shut up!
Oh, that does it. If I only had something to throw.
Take this, Mrs. Menjou.
Thank you, Mrs. Bundy. See how you like this, you stinker.
Gracious, I've seen enough.
You'll think twice before you trifle with me, Keith Fowler.
Cut. Well, that was swell, darling. You almost hit me with that book.
Yes, I really got into the part.
Well, I hope the scene goes this well in front of the camera. Well, goodbye, Poochie Pie.
Goodbye, Snooky Face.
And then what happened, Mrs. Bundy?
Then Mrs. Menjou called Mr. Menjou a broken-down wolf.
Oh, dear. And what did he say?
Well, I can't talk while I'm working.
Here, hand me the broom.
Well, don't forget the corners. Last week you didn't do such a good job.
Oh, last week you didn't have such good gossip. Well, go ahead.
Well, when she found out he was running around with another woman, she called him a big philandering ape.
Oh, she's wrong. Mr. Menjou's no bigger than George.
Then he accused her of running around with men and called her a fugitive from a mud pack.
How terrible.
Hiya, Gracie.
Hello, Bill.
Oh, hello, Miss Bundy.
Oh, it's that soap salesman again. Now, you listen here. All I use is Swan, and don't you try to sell me another kind.
Mrs. Bundy,
Stop beating your gums. Swan's a new white floating soap that's 4 soaps in one, and I won't use anything else.
Well, but Mrs.
I use
Bundy.
Swan for everything. Washing the dishes, doing light laundry, bathing the baby, and for my hands and face. Swan really is 4 soaps in one.
Mrs. Bundy, Bill recommends Swan soap, too. That's what he's been trying to tell you.
Oh, my goodness. Every time I open my mouth, I put my foot in it.
Why didn't I think of that?
Bill? Mrs. Bundy just told me some terrible news. The Adolphe Menjous are about to split up.
Really? Well, frankly, I'm not surprised.
What?
I hear he beats her.
No.
Mm-hmm. Every night.
Beats her every night?
Yep. No matter how fast she runs, he beats her to the kitchen and washes the dishes with Swan.
Oh,
Well, that's cool, Gracie. You know how wives like to wash the dishes with Swan soap? Why, those Swan suds are so mild and gentle, your hands don't get that rough red dish panty look.
Oh, Bill, it isn't fair that George and I should be so happy and Menjou so unhappy. I'm going to help them.
Oh, no, I wouldn't interfere if I were you, Gracie.
Oh, pooh. There's no reason in the world why there should be any uncertainty about their marriage. I'm going over there right now and put an end to it.
That's what I'm afraid of. Our popular young tenor Jim Jack sings I'll Be Around. James?
I'll be around no matter how you treat me now. I'll be around from now on. Your latest love can never last. when it's past. I'll be around when he's gone. Goodbye again, and if you find a love like mine, just now and then drop a line just to say you're feeling fine. And when things go wrong, perhaps you'll see you're meant for me. So I'll be around when he's gone.
Up to this moment, Mr. and Mrs. Adolphe Menjou have been one of Hollywood's happiest couples. But Gracie has just arrived at their house to patch up what she believes to be a quarrel.
This is a pleasant surprise, Gracie. What brings you to our neighborhood?
Marie, I'm here to help you.
Help me?
Yes. Marie, don't worry just because Adolphe is running around with another woman.
What?
I mean it. Let him have his little fling. Let him meet his wild oats.
Gracie.
That other woman is just a passing fancy. He'll come back to you in 10 or 15 years.
What's left of him in 10 or 15 years she can have. Wait, it's so hard to believe this about Adolphe. I know he's chased women on the screen.
Well, now he's chasing them behind the screen.
Gracie, who is the woman?
Oh, no one to worry about, Marie. Probably just one of those giddy, baby-faced redheads with a gorgeous figure.
No one to worry about, huh?
No, you know the type. They're so fragile that even on a warm, sunny day they have to wear a sweater.
Oh, I won't worry a bit.
Good. That's why I came here, to make you happy.
But you're off to a great start.
Oh, I've been through this same thing myself, you know.
You have?
Oh, sure. People said that George was running around with a pretty little girl young enough to be his daughter.
How awful.
Yes, it was months before I realized they were talking about me.
So Adolphe has got himself a redhead, has he? By that skinny little weasel.
Skinny little well-dressed weasel.
Oh, just wait till I get my hands on that man. I'll tear off that droopy mustache and pin it where he could wag it.
Now, there's nothing to worry about. He'll get tired of this other woman, and then he'll come crawling back to you.
How else?
Well, I just thought I'd drop by and cheer you up, Marie. Have I made you happy?
Ecstatically. Gracie, what do you think I should do?
The thing to do is ignore the other woman. Pay no attention to her. If that all brings her home, pretend not to see her.
Oh, but Gracie!
After dinner, if you want to sit in Adolphe's lap, just sit right on top of her.
Oh, fine.
Well, I'll be running along now, Marie.
Well, thanks for everything, Gracie.
Oh, don't mention it. I won't rest until you and Adolphe are as happy as George and me.
That chance. I had to get a handsome worm for a husband.
Yes. Too bad you couldn't have gotten one like George.
Well, Gracie, what brings you to the studio?
Adolphe, I'm here to help you.
Help me?
Yes. Adolphe, don't worry just because Marie is running around with another man.
All right, What? Running around?
Oh, well, they don't run around all the time. I guess sometimes they stay home.
At my home?
Well, it's handy.
So, this is the thanks I get for slaving for that woman. The minute my back is turned, I get a kick in the teeth.
You carry them in an odd place.
Who is the man? Tell me.
Oh, my goodness, don't get so excited. He could be any one of a dozen.
Oh, I bet I know. He's that handsome butcher at the market.
Oh, really?
I thought we'd been having awfully tender steaks lately.
Oh, now cheer up, Adolphe. She'll come back to you. When she's known him as long as she's known you, she'll get sick and tired of him, too.
Yeah, that's very encouraging.
Oh, I knew that would make you feel better. That's why I came here, to make you happy.
I'm tickled to death.
Well, goodbye, Adolphe, and don't worry. I'll have you and Marie back together in no time.
How can Marie do this to me? Hello? Who? My wife? Put her on. No, wait a minute. I'll show her that two can play at this game. Tell my wife I can't come to the phone. Tell her I've got a dame in my dressing room. Yes. Tell her I'm necking with Gracie Allen.
What did you say? Necking with Gracie Allen. Yes, that's what I thought you said. Goodbye. So that's why she came over here, to lead me off the trail. Well, I'll show that husband of mine that two can play at this game. I'll grab the first man that comes along, any man. I don't care if he's just a feeble, broken-down excuse for a man. Come in.
Hello, Marie.
Why, George Burton. I was just thinking about you. Come in.
Is Gracie here?
No, but won't I do? I'm awfully lonesome.
Huh?
Come and sit beside me on the couch, Georgie.
No, I better not.
Oh, come on.
Oh, you're hurting my wrist.
There, that's better. How about a cocktail?
Oh, no, thanks. I never drink during the day.
Well, then let's pretend it's evening.
Well, I never drink at night either.
Well, when do you drink? Before breakfast?
Uh-huh. I usually have a small glass of prune juice.
Oh, Georgie, you and I could make beautiful music together.
But I don't play any instrument.
Let's paint the town, Georgie. Let's be seen together at all the gay spots.
No.
Let's go out and really live. Don't you want to live?
Yeah. That's where I think I better get home. Your husband might come in.
Maybe that's him. Here. Let me put my arms around you.
Marie, please.
Oh, come on.
Marie, stop. What if someone did this to your brother?
Oh, I like holding you in my arms like this. It's like dancing on a cloud.
But I can't dance.
It's like waltzing in a dream.
Honest, I can't dance.
Come in. George Burns.
Gracie, tell her I can't dance.
We're just sitting this one out, Gracie.
Oh, my best friend and my best husband. What'll people say?
Time for Felix Mills' orchestra with the Swantet. We hear the popular favorite, No Love, No Nothing.
No love, no nothing, until my baby comes home. No, sir, no nothing, as long as baby must roam. I promise I'd wait till even Hades flows. I'm lonesome, heaven knows, but what I said still goes. No love, no nothing, and that's a promise I'll keep. No fun with no one, I'm getting plenty of sleep.
My heart's on strike, and though it's like an empty honeycomb,
no love, no sir, no love until my baby comes home.
Adolphe, this is Gracie. Listen, I've just discovered something awful. You know that tall, good-looking man I said your wife was running around with? Well, he's not tall and good-looking. He's George Burns. Yes. Well, I'm packing right now to go home to Mother. Goodbye.
Gracie, please stop packing and give me a chance to explain.
It's too late for that now, George. Our marriage was a beautiful thing, but now it's all over. Like a poached egg that's been punctured.
Oh, Gracie.
But I can laugh and be gay.
Sweetheart, you know I wouldn't do anything to hurt you.
You hurt me? Don't be silly. You might have once when I was a naive, unsophisticated little girl. But that was this morning.
Darling, you can't make a go of it alone.
Oh, yes, I can. I'll be independent. I'll work in a war plant.
A war plant?
I'll be the most glamorous welder there. The men will ask each other, who is that mysterious, ravishing beauty in the strapless overalls?
Gracie, will you let me explain?
From now on, I'll be very blasé when people ask me about my first husband.
Me?
I'll just flick the ashes from my long cigarette and say, what was his name again?
You won't even remember that?
No, Harry.
Harry? Look, Gracie.
Miss Allen to you.
Now, honey.
Don't try to stop me, George Burns. If you telephone, I won't answer. If you write, I'll tear up your letters. If you send me gifts, you'll never see them again.
But, darling, it's you I want to see.
Oh, we may meet around town and chat a little. But promise not to laugh at my jokes too much.
I can't laugh at your jokes?
No. People will say we're in love.
I can't believe you're the same Gracie.
Oh, you won't have any trouble recognizing me as I walk down the steps of the Ambassador Hotel with a Russian wolfhound in front of me and a wolf in back of me.
This is ridiculous. There's someone at the door.
I hope it's Tommy Manville.
Oh, fine. Come in.
Oh, Adolphe.
Hello, Gracie.
Hi, Adolphe.
Well, this is quite a novelty, George, finding you with your own wife.
Now, look, I'm innocent.
Innocent, huh? Why, you homewrecker. I'll teach you to trifle with my wife.
I don't think he needs lessons.
I might understand my wife falling for some handsome, virile man, because she's used to that type. But you look like the Frank Sinatra of the Townsend Plan.
Adolphe, I can explain about Marie. She just grabbed me and swept me off my feet.
One look at your feet and no jury will believe that.
But it wasn't my fault. I'm innocent.
That's right. Blame the woman, you cad. Why, for 2 cents, I'd poke you in the eye.
Don't give it to him, George.
Now, look.
Come in. Marie.
Well, Gracie, so now you have my husband and your husband, too. Aren't you scraping the bottom of the manpower barrel?
Marie, tell your husband there's nothing between us. He's jealous.
He is, Oh, come to my arms, Georgie, darling. Crush me to you as you did before.
Gracie, tell her I can't dance.
Get away from my wife.
I don't want your wife.
Oh, now you're all through with her, eh? Casting her aside like an old shoe.
Who's an old shoe?
Yes, he means you.
Listen to her, the hussy. Adolphe, what do you see in her?
What do you see in him?
George, what do you see in her?
What do you see in him?
Well, hiya, folks. What's going on?
Oh, Bill, we're in a terrible mess.
Really? What's wrong?
I'm going to leave Adolphe.
And I'm going to leave Marie.
And I'm going to leave George.
Still like these, huh, George?
Bill, maybe you can help straighten out this mess.
Well, George, I'm your man. You know, they call me Goodwill Goodwin. Now, I tell you what. I'll interview one couple at a time and dish out advice. George, you and Gracie go in the other room.
Well, come on, dear. What can we lose?
Now, madam, what is your problem?
Well, my husband.
Is this your husband? Yes. Madam, you do have a problem.
Well, anyway, now he's been running around.
No names, please. The only name we use here is Swan.
Swan?
Oh, yes, Swan, the white floating soap. That's 4 soaps in one. The soap for your hands and face, for bathing the baby, for washing the dishes and doing your light laundry. 4 swell soaps in one. What a wartime buy.
You want to solve our problem and do our laundry.
Oh, yes. What is your problem again?
Well, my husband is a conniver. He's a two-timer. He's a...
Why don't you just say I'm a rat?
No coaching, please. Will you speak a little louder, ma'am?
Well, how can I get my husband to stay home?
Madam, do you have a baby?
No.
Well, you must have one by tomorrow. What? Borrow one, adopt one. Once your husband has known the thrill of bathing a baby with Swan, he'll never leave home again. Babies are crazy about those mild, gentle Swan suds. You'll be crazy about them, too. After all, Swan's pure as fine Castiles, and if it's swell for a baby's skin, it must be great for your complexion.
Look, we want you to give us advice, not a bath.
Well, all right. My advice is to break up.
Break up?
Yes, break up a bar Swan. Break it in 2. Put half in the kitchen for dishes and cleaning, and the other half...
Gracie just told me something that may clear this up.
And the other half...
It was Mrs. Bundy who saw you two fighting, and I wouldn't believe that dame under oath.
And the other half...
Mrs. Bundy saw us fighting?
In the bathroom. For your hands and face, tub or shower.
Mrs. Bundy said you threw a book at Adolphe.
Oh, Dad. We were rehearsing a scene for a picture.
My goodness, then this whole thing is a misunderstanding. And, Marie, you don't love my husband?
Oh, Gracie, would I fall for George?
Well, don't laugh. He's very attractive. Well, he is. He's very seductive. Really, millions of women are fascinated
Okay, break it up. You see, Marie, I told you that gossipy Mrs. Bundy would start trouble. I said the same thing.
All right, we'll get rid of Mrs. Bundy.
Yes, we'll never listen to another word she says. Oh, hello, folks. I forgot my pocketbook.
Well, I'm certainly glad you're here, Mrs. Bundy. We have something to tell you.
Oh, good. And I have something to tell you. I just came from Errol Flynn's house.
Well, sit down, Mrs. Bundy.
George and Gracie will be right back. So I'm only going to take a fast few seconds to remind you that in these days when soap is precious, it really means something to buy a bar Swan and get one soap that'll take care of every soap and water job in the house. That's right, that same bar Swan you use for bathing the baby is also wonderful for your own complexion, your own hands and face. And remember, Swan's quick, hard-working suds will make short work of your dishes, and it'll go a long way in giving your lingerie and fine things the kind of care they need to help them last and last. So instead of shopping for 4 different kinds of soap, get the new white floating soap. That's 4 soaps in one. Get Swan. Here they are again, George and Gracie.
Now, just a moment, George and Gracie. I have a little surprise for you. Tune in. The National Radio Magazine has asked me to present you with this beautiful plaque, and I'd like to read what it says on it. To George Burns and Gracie Allen, because their comedy team has created 2 lovable characters who have become national institutions, because their program with its wholesome and sparkling humor has brought hearty laughter into the American home, because they have given freely of their time to entertain the men and women in service. George, Gracie, it is my pleasure to present you with this plaque.
Oh, well, thank you, Adolphe. And thanks to Tune In Magazine. Good night.
Good night.
Adolphe Menjou will soon be seen in the RKO picture Manhattan Serenade. The makers of Swan, the new white floating soap, join George and Gracie in inviting you to tune in to your Columbia station again next Tuesday, same time, when we'll have as our guest Fred Astaire. The following week, Cecil B. DeMille. Remember, George Burns and Gracie Allen, CBS, next Tuesday night. And now, till next Tuesday, this is Bill Goodwin saying, well, I, Swan, how about you? Good night. CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
KNX Columbia Square, Los Angeles.
Andy, listen to the man. He is about to say it.
Yeah, let's everybody listen. Rinso, the new Rinso with Solium, brings you the Amos and Andy Show. The soap that contains Solium, the sunlight ingredient, brings you the Amos and Andy Show. A full half hour of entertainment with all the Amos and Andy characters, plus the Jubilaires and chorus.
Sing hallelujah, hallelujah.
F. Alexander and his orchestra. And now, Lever Brothers Company, the makers of Rinso, invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the story of Amos and Andy. A week ago, the Kingfish's brother-in-law dropped over for dinner and has remained with him ever since. Ordinarily, the Kingfish's attitude would change for having a trick like that played on him, but it hasn't. And now he has the same friendly feeling towards his brother-in-law that he has always had.
Sapphire, if you don't get that goofy brother of yours out of here, I'm going to kick him out myself.
Oh, quit complaining about Leroy. Why can't he stay here a while?
Of course, this is our home. When the preacher said you take this woman to be your lawful wedded wife, he didn't ask me to take the brother-in-law too, did he?
Listen, George, Leroy and me has always been specially close to each other. Why, he's part of me.
Well, when I kick Leroy out the house, I hope your part don't get hurt. That's all I'm
George, you shut up.
Now, listen, Sapphire, how would you like to come home every day and find a no-good bum laying around the house?
Well, what you think I've been doing for 22 years? And I want to tell you, my brother is going to stay here.
And I say he's going to get out.
Now, wait a minute. I'll tell you what we'll do.
What?
George, let's write a letter to Lena Dixon, the woman that's running the new column in the daily paper, giving advice on family trouble.
Nothing doing. We wrote her a letter when she first started that column last week, and she answered the thing in your favor. She's all for the women's side of the argument.
I want you to know that Lena Dixon is unbiased.
I don't care what her nationality is. I ain't going to write to the women.
You're afraid to write to Lena Dixon because you know she'd tell you you're wrong about my brother.
Now, listen, Sapphire, forget Lena Dixon and her advice to married couples. I'm going down to my office now and take a nap for a couple hours. Then I'm going over to the pool hall and shoot some pool this afternoon. When I come home tonight, I don't want to find no bum in the house.
Come in, Kingfish.
Oh, hello, Henry. That lazy no-good brother-in-law of mine is staying at my house, and I can't stand him. Nobody likes him.
Yes, I admit he is quite abdominal.
Them in-laws gets me down.
Me too, Kingfish. I had my mother-in-law with us for 7 months, and she is very slutnotchious.
Yeah. I wish I could get Andy to give up his room so that Leroy could get it.
Well, can't you think of some scheme?
Well, of course, me with my innocent mind, I ain't much on schemes. But wait a minute, sir. I just got an idea.
Yes, what is it?
You know, me and Andy went to a moving picture last night called The Kiss of Death.
Mm-hmm.
They made the whole thing right here in New York in a rooming house.
Yes, I heard that.
Maybe I could tell Andy that I is in the moving picture business and need his room for a picture.
Well, that's an excellent thought, Kingfish. You could even tell him that she's working for one of the Cecil B. DeMille's brothers.
Yeah, I got an old megaphone in the closet at the office, and I put on my old army puttees. I think I'll go over to Andy's room now and see what I can do.
Come in, Kingfish.
Yeah, well, don't bother about getting out of bed, Andy. I just want to look over your room here. Let me put my cap on backwards here. Now, let me look through my megaphone here and kind of size up the place.
What are you looking through that megaphone for?
Well, just working out a few camera angles here, Andy. Oh, I forgot. You ain't heard about my new job. I was in the moving picture business now, as we say in the high-class circles, the cinnamon.
Well, what you doing up here in my room?
Well, do you remember that picture we see the other night that was made in a rooming house here in New York?
Yeah.
Well, they was making another one just like it, and I was the location scout in charge of looking up rooms to take the pictures in this evening.
No fooling. What is the name of the picture you're working on?
Oh, this is going to be one of them big Hollywood epidemics. It's a real extravaganza, all right. They call it The Return of Devil's Island.
You mean they want my room for Devil's Island picture?
Yeah, I figured we could use it for one of the cells.
You think this place could pass for a cell?
Oh, provided we clean it up a little bit, yeah, we could.
Well, wait a minute, I don't know if I want my room in the moving picture or not.
Oh, it's a big thing for you, Andy, old boy. We'll even give you credit on the screen. You know, it always says gallons by Adrian and makeup by Westmore. Yeah, well, on this picture, it'll say dirty room by Andrew H. Brown.
Hey, you know something? That might not be a bad deal to have them shoot a moving picture right in my room. What happened in here?
Well, in the big scene, Andy, a fellow is locked up in here in solitary confinement. He's tired and he's exhausted. He's laying on the bed there fighting off rats with his shoes.
Yeah, well, will they bring their own rats or use the ones I got here?
Oh, they'll bring their own. They want to use little rats, you see. They just want the little mice now.
Well, wait a minute, Kingfish. This is beginning to sound a little fishy to me. Is you on the level with this picture stuff? What's the name of the company you working for?
The company, you is here at Monogram, ain't you?
Yeah.
Well, ours is called Initials. Initials Incorporated.
Is it a big company?
A big company? They are so big that next week they're investigating Washington. That's what they do.
Tell me this, Kingfish. Does your company make any good pictures?
Well, last year in the Academy Awards, one of our pictures nearly got an Oscar Hammerstein. Oh, we were going there.
Wait a minute, though. I don't believe nothing you're telling me. You know something? This all sounds fishy.
Listen, Andy, I'm going to tell you the truth. It sounds fishy to me, too. Yeah, Andy, I is desperate. I'm going to lay my cards right on the table here now and then turn them face up for you.
Yeah, do that.
I'm trying to get a room for that no-good brother of Sapphire's to stay in with us.
Well, I figured you wasn't no movie man when I seen you looking through that megaphone. The thing didn't even have no lens in it.
Well, I got to do something to find a room for that brother-in-law of mine.
Yeah, well, it's tough to find a place.
I has walked from one end of New York to the other. And once today I said to myself, my feet can't stand no more.
There's only one thing left for you. Stop walking. Start riding. Why don't you swing down, sweet chariot stopping, let me ride. Swing down, chariot stopping, let me ride. Rock me, Lord, come and easy. I've got a home on the other side. Why don't you swing down, sweet chariot? Swing down, chariot stopping, let me ride. Rock me, Lord, come and easy. I've got a home on the other side. Ezekiel was out in the middle of a field. He saw an angel working on a chariot wheel. Wasn't too particular about the chariot wheel. Just wanted to see how a chariot feels. Why don't you swing, oh, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing, oh, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Well, Ezekiel went down, he got on board. The chariot went stomping on down the road. Wasn't so particular about stomping down the road. Just wanted to lay down his heavy load. Why don't you swing down, sweet chariot stopping, let me ride. Swing down, chariot stopping, let me ride. Rock me, Lord, come and easy. I've got a home on the other side. On the other side, I've got my home. I've got a home on the other side. If I could just make it in.
Amos and Andy will be back in just a moment. But now a word from our good friend, Bert Wheeler.
Ever since clothes were first invented, women have had to wash them. Years ago, you know, they used to soak them in a brook and bang them with rocks to get them clean. Then some bright guy figured out how to make soap and revolutionized wash day. Well, there have been all kinds of soap since that first crude discovery. But today there's a new soap on the market that makes every other wash day soap seem as out of date as that old Broken Rock routine. That soap is New Rinso with Solium, the amazing sunlight ingredient. New Rinso with Solium actually washes white things whiter than brand new and makes colored washables look brighter than brand new. That's what I said, whiter than new, brighter than new. And only New Rinso with Solium, that sunlight ingredient, can do those two things. No other soap can even claim to do them because no other soap contains sodium. Well, you want that kind of a wash, whiter and brighter than new? Say New Rinso to your dealer tomorrow.
What's the idea of coming down to my office and bothering me?
Well, George, I done made up my mind. I'm going to write a letter to this newspaper columnist, Lena Dixon, and ask her opinion about whether Leroy ought to stay or not.
Well, now, you wait a minute. Don't write to Lena Dixon. Just give me a little more time. I was out all morning trying to find a room for that no-good bum Leroy. He got to get out of our house.
Well, he may be a bum, but he ain't as big a bum as you is. And I think he ought to stay.
Yeah, well, I think the bum ought to get out.
Well, if you feel that way, why don't you put it up to him?
All right, I will. What did you think of it, Leroy?
Well, you both got your points, but I think I'll stay. Well, that settles it. I'm going shopping. I'll see you back at the house later. So long, sister dear.
Leroy, now that we is alone, I want to have a little friendly chat with you. I'm going to talk to you like a Dutch oven.
What's on your mind, brother?
Leroy, there's a great opportunity in California for you. Remember that great statesman, Horace Greeley, that said, go rest young man, go rest?
Why would he say a thing like that?
Well, he uttered them words when his brother-in-law moved in on him, I think.
If I didn't know you better, Kingfish, I think you'd try to get rid of me.
Come in, Gabby.
Hi, Kingfish. Hi there.
Let that laughing hyena out there. Will you get on out there?
Go on. Let's stop by and say hello, Kingfish.
Yeah, glad you dropped by, Gabby.
You look a little down in the mouth, Kingfish. What's the matter with you?
Oh, this thing of living in the house with my brother-in-law has got me down.
You know one thing, I had a brother-in-law who lived with me once for 15 years, and I just treated him with kindness, I gave him the best food and let him wear all my clothes. And for the whole 15 years, I gave him $10 a week spending money. $10 a week.
I'll bet he'll never forget you for it.
No, indeed. I'll say he didn't. He saved up $10,000, bought the apartment house we was living in, and had me evicted.
Tell me this, how is I going to get my brother-in-law out of the house, Gabby?
Very simple, Kingfish, very simple. Make him think it's dangerous around your house. Scare the man. Go ahead and scare him.
How?
Wait a minute, I got it. Tell him you got a rare tropical disease, and he's liable to catch it.
Yeah, I'll tell him that I got something like that. Come to think of it, Andy ain't met Leroy yet. I'll get Andy to play like he's the doctor and come in at just the right time.
Well, I got to be going, Kingfish. I had a busy day down at the Bureau of Vital Statistics. I found out that right now there's one woman for every man in the country. I think that's bad. It's going to put a lot of men out of work. They say in 1950 there's going to be 2 women for every man. I think that's very bad, too. That's very bad. If this keeps up, someday there's going to be 4 women for every man. Just think of it. 4 women for every man.
Well, what did you think of that?
Lovely.
Come in, Leroy.
Hi, Kingfish. Sapphire said she wouldn't be home in time to cook supper. She said you fix it for me.
Yeah. Let's sit down here a minute and read the paper. You see, Leroy, does you feel sort of a hot wind blowing through here like you got in the tropics?
No, I don't. Matter of fact, I think it's a little chilly.
Well, I guess it's just like I thought then. My old trouble is coming back on me.
What's that, Kingfish?
Oh, nothing. Just a slight touch of the bubonic plague.
Bubonic plague?
Yes, you know it's one of them rare tropical diseases that scares people so much.
Kingfish, that sounds serious to me.
Yeah, I got it all right. That's what medical science calls a common carrier. You know how people get them tropical diseases from mosquitoes biting them?
Yeah.
Well, I was the one that gives it to the mosquitoes. You see, I contracted the stuff when I was helping Teddy Roosevelt dig the Panama Canal.
Is this thing you got contagious?
Yeah, oh, me. What I need is a doctor. I say what I need is a doctor.
Excuse me, I'm the doctor. Anybody around here suffer from rare tropical disease?
Oh, doctor, I was glad you just happened to be passing. I was having one of my spells, Doctor.
Yeah, well, maybe I can help you. I only specializes in tropical diseases.
Kingfish, is this a good doctor?
Is he a good doctor? Why, he served his internship at that big hospital in Baltimore, Johns Mansville. One of the South Silver Saw.
Oh, yes, sir. I spent 2 full weeks there learning medicine.
He can hit you with a hypodermic needle and make you jump 2 feet, can't you, son?
I get it every time.
Doctor, I'll tell you what I wish you'd do. I got a spell here. Look in my eyes and see if the symptom is there. Is my eyes dilated?
Yeah, it is, all right.
Tell me, is this thing you got contagious, Kingfish?
Yes, that's the bad part of it, Doctor. Maybe you better look at his eyes, too, while you're doing it. Look over there.
Okay. Yeah, his is annihilated, too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I know a lot about this disease. Maybe I can help you there, Leroy. I'll tell you what you do. I can tell by your tongue. Stick out your tongue once.
Ah.
Looks pretty bad, all right, now. Now turn it over, will you?
Kingfish, I can't turn it over.
Yeah, well, what do you think, Doctor?
It sounds like rigor mortis of the tongue to me. Yeah, this is a clear case of the bluebonnet plague.
Yeah, that's the bluebonnet.
Oh, me? This is terrible. I wonder why Sapphire never caught the disease from you all these years.
Well, now, go explain that to you, Leroy. Your sister is very lucky. She can't catch it. Sapphire is what is known in medical circles as an antiseptic. She's got mercurochrome in her blood. That's what she got.
Oh, yeah. The germs jumped on her once, and they jumped right back off again. Ain't that right, Doctor?
You was the doctor.
Yeah, I guess I was talking to myself.
Oh, me. I'm worried about myself, Doctor. What you think I ought to do?
Well, I think you ought to get out this house as quick as you can. That's right.
Leroy, you ought to go down to the Board of Health and get them to throw some lime on you.
Yeah.
I'm getting out of here. Goodbye.
And they put it there. It worked, boy.
Oh, yeah. He really got out of here fast.
Oh, that goofy brother-in-law of mine won't stop running till he hits the freight yards.
George, it's 10 o'clock and Leroy ain't been here all evening. I wonder where he's at.
Well, I don't know, honey, unless he decided to go away somewhere.
George, there's something fishy about this, and I think you're at the bottom of it.
Oh, no, honey, you know that I wouldn't do nothing to us.
Look, George, it's Leroy.
Yeah, well, what you doing back? Who that gentleman with you there?
I'm from the Board of Health, and I'm going to quarantine your brother-in-law and your wife in this house, and you come into the hospital for a few days to be put under observation.
Oh.
Miracles do happen occasionally, I guess. Maybe the Kingfisher scheme will work out this time. But before we return to Amos and Andy, here is Bert Wheeler.
I have to believe in miracles because so many of you ladies say you see them come to pass on wash day, the first time you try new Rinso with Solium. You see clothes that are dulled and yellowed by repeated washings with ordinary soap come out white and bright and beautiful the first time the new Rinso suds hit them. And each time they're washed, you see them get progressively whiter and brighter. Then you see them get to that peak of washing perfection which only new Rinso can give. Only new Rinso with Solium, that sunlight ingredient, can do these two things. Wash white clothes whiter than brand new and make washable colors look brighter than brand new. No other soap can even claim to do them because no other soap contains Solium. So tell your dealer, new Rinso.
Stonewall.
Well, come in, Kingfish. Where have you been?
I've been in the hospital under observation for 3 days.
Oh, they think you're a little balmy in the head, huh?
No, this is a long story. I really got a problem, boy.
I got a problem, too, you know. I've been working on a big case myself, Kingfish. See, about 6 months ago, the railroad notified one of my clients that they was going to lay some railroad tracks across his property.
They did, huh?
Yeah, but I advised my client to ignore the railroad because they couldn't do it. So today I brought a doctor into the case.
Oh, why?
Well, this morning a freight train hit my client while he was walking to the bathroom.
So my problem is that my brother-in-law, Leroy, is staying with me, and I can't stand around the house no more.
Yeah. I hate to have a brother-in-law in with me and my wife. You know, the best way to get rid of him is to trick him. Tell Leroy that some important business just come up in Georgia and ask him if he is able to fly south immediately.
Yeah, well, what does that do if he say he is able to fly south?
Push him out the window and let him try.
Oh, no. Sapphire would never let me do that to a brother.
Yeah, well, you always got to remember, Kingfish, blood is thicker than water.
Yeah, well, what's that got to do with it?
I don't know, but in case you ever get a transfusion, don't let them give you no water.
My wife wants to get advice from Lena Dixon.
I got an idea, Kingfish. Let Sapphire write Lena Dixon. You take the letter to mail and replace her letter with one from yourself, see? Saying that your brother-in-law, Leroy, is a psychopathic case. Non-compass menace and ought to get out.
Say, that's a great idea, Stonewall. I'll switch letters on the way, or you certainly know how to give advice.
Oh, yeah. You know, Kingfish, once a woman said to me that her husband was a big bum and neglected her all the time.
Yeah, did you advise her?
Yeah. I told her that she ought to go out dancing with other men for 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah, how'd it turn out?
Not so good. See, the guy gets pretty lonesome sitting around the house by myself every night.
Tell me, Kingfish, why is we going in here to the newspaper office this early in the morning?
Well, I told my wife to write the columnist Lena Dixon, and before I had a chance to switch the letters last night, my wife mailed it. And I won't get in the mail room and switch letters by getting that one back and putting this one I got in my pocket in the place of it before it gets to Lena Dixon, you see.
Oh, yeah. I see what you're doing, yeah.
Now, don't forget how I told you that. Come on, let's go in the newspaper office here and get back where the mail... just follow me now.
Yeah, I was right behind you.
Hey, where do you guys think you're going? Only newspaper men are allowed back there. You'll either get in trouble.
Trouble? We as newspaper men. I am Scoop Stevens, and this is Flash Brown. Say something, Flash.
So long. I'll be back in a flash.
Wait a minute, Andy. Wait a minute. Come here, wait a minute.
How come I never heard of you birds around here before?
Yeah, well, now, I was explain that to you. That's because we as foreign correspondents, like Lowell Thomas.
Yeah, and H.B. Calcimine.
Yeah. So you're foreign correspondents. What are you doing back in America?
Well, now, there's a question you asked us there, and that's a good question, yeah. Ain't it, Flash?
Yeah, sure is.
We just returned from Paris. We spent years over there so we could get a feature story on France.
Mm-hmm. Just what did you find out about France?
The place is show packed with foreigners, all right. Is that right, Flash?
Oui, Signor.
Paris. Familiar with Paris, eh?
Yeah.
Tell me, how is Rudy LePay?
Oh, fine. He's married now and got 3 children. Yeah.
No. Rudy LePay is a street.
Oh, the street. Oh, yes, that's still there, yeah.
Oh, sure. We know Paris backwards.
Yeah, we went up the main street there one day and we see the Triumph the Arc there.
That's Arc de Triomphe.
Well, that's what he meant. We know it's Paris backwards, you see.
Excuse me, I got to answer the phone.
Yeah, okay, go right ahead. Come on, Andy, quick. Come on, follow me.
Right with you.
Here's the mail room right here. Now, let's look in these different boxes. Here we is. Here's Lena Dixon's mailbox. We're lucky. She ain't got a mail yet.
Yeah, can you find it?
Wait a minute. Yeah, here it is right here. Here's the letter. Now, I'll take this letter out, and I'll put my letter in there.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, this is working great.
Yeah, well, come on. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, come on, quick, come on.
Hey, where you guys been?
Viva la France.
Kingfish, you mean to say that you tore off the letter that Sapphire done writ to Lena Dixon and you wrote one yourself, huh? Yeah, that's exactly what I done, Amos, and my friend here, Andy, helped me out in the deal.
Yeah, and in the Kingfish's letter, he said that Leroy was a psychopathic, and on top of that, he didn't have no menace in his compass.
Well, you know, that's kind of a mean trick, Kingfish. Well, you got to pull them tricks on to get your brother-in-law out the house. I got to put something over on my wife now and then. Yeah, well, when is you expecting Lena Dixon to have your answer in the column? Well, this all happened about 2 days ago. It ought to be in the end of the deal now. Well, I'll get on in the house here now. You boys like to come in? No, thank you. I think me and Andy will just keep going.
Yeah, Kingfish. Now you're going to have peace in the house from now on.
Well, thank you, Andy. So long, boys. Down you. Well, hello there, Sapphire. Hi, Leroy.
Hiya, Kingfish. Come in, George. Me and Leroy was looking in the paper for Lena Dixon's column to see if she had our answer in.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yes, it is right here.
Oh, that's great. In the paper today, huh? Read me the good news, honey.
I hope it's good for me, too.
Yes, it is. It say, Dear Mrs. G.S.
That's you, Mrs. George Stevens.
Say, in answer to your problem about the brother-in-law, in view of his condition, I feel that he should stay at your home so that he can have the care he needs from both you and your husband.
What?
Well, there you is, George. And we agreed to abide by her decision. Leroy, you were saying.
Of all the silly and crazy answers, this Lena Dixon is the worst. Little do you know that I have been working on this thing for 3 days. Goodbye.
What's the laughing about, this?
Little do he know that I've been working at the newspaper as Lena Dixon for 2 weeks.
Annie the Kingfish sure talks mighty big and mighty loud. But that kind of talk don't always pay off.
No, you're right, Amos. Now take Bert Wheeler there. He talks soft, but he makes folks listen.
Well, that's because I have news that people want to hear. News about new rinse soap, the only soap in the world that contains solium, that sunlight ingredient. The only soap in the world that can wash white clothes whiter than brand new and make washable colors look brighter than brand new. I'm not asking you to take my word for it. Let your own eyes be the judge. Just be sure you use new Rinso with Solium. Your dealer has it for you now.
Good night, folks.
See you next Tuesday.
Palmolive Soap, your beauty hope, and Luster Cream Shampoo for soft, glamorous, caressable hair bring you Our Miss Brooks, starring Eve Arden. Teaches English at Madison High School, and like many other teachers, started a brand new semester last Monday.
And like many other teachers, I attended a faculty meeting Monday afternoon. Here, our beloved principal, Osgood Conklin, gave me my semi-annual pat on the back. Then I picked myself up and walked back across the room. And he instituted his new crackdown plan. More discipline, less horseplay, everybody toe the line, run the school in an orderly manner. After this mirth-provoking monologue, he chewed up a little furniture and stalked out. Well, maybe it was the faculty meeting, or then again, maybe it was the watercress and cucumber sandwich I had before retiring. At any rate, I remember lying in bed Monday night and dozing off, when suddenly I seemed to be awakened by a loud pounding at my door. What is it? Who's there?
It is I, Osgood Conklin, your beloved principal. I'm coming in.
Mr. Conklin, is anything wrong?
Wrong? There's plenty wrong. We've got to crack down. More discipline. Less horseplay. Everybody toe the line. Run the school in an orderly manner.
But, Mr. Conklin, is this your idea of less horseplay? I was fast asleep.
Oh, then I hope I'm not disturbing you.
I'll go right on sleeping.
Good. Miss Brooks, I've got to talk to you.
Well, pull up a cucumber sandwich and sit down.
Thank you.
Mr. Conklin, you're biting the arm of my chair.
Yes, so I am. Sorry, but you know how I get when I'm upset. Now then, Miss Brooks, we've got to have more discipline. Got to have discipline. Got to have discipline. Got to have discipline. You hear me, Miss Brooks?
I just heard 4 of you.
You're right. There are 4 of me. More discipline, Conklin. Less horseplay, Conklin. Toe the line, Conklin. And run the school in an orderly manner, Conklin.
I wish I could add just one more.
Which one?
Rest in peace, Conklin.
Enough of these pleasantries, Miss Brooks. As you know, our profession teaches us that we must learn by doing. So, here we go. Everybody up, 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 up. Rise and shine. Leave the sack.
Leave the sack? Mr. Conklin, are you telling me to get up now?
Miss Brooks, do I have to dump your bed?
No, sir, I'm getting up.
Now then, setting up exercises. Hands on shoulders. Place. Now touch the floor. 1, 2...
Sound off.
3, 4...
Open the door.
5, 6...
What don't I pick up some sticks and beat him over the head with them?
You're nervous, Miss Brooks. Overwrought. You should get more rest.
Oh, now we're on the same side. I'll get back in bed, and you just fade into the woodwork.
Not so fast, young woman. First, we must practice our daily hair treatment. Hands on head. Place. Now then, rub. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
How is that, Mr. Conklin? Am I doing it right?
Oh, it feels great, Miss Brooks. I should have 8 new hairs by Monday. Keep it up.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Time to get up, Connie.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Connie.
1.
Why are you massaging that pillow?
It's got to have 8 new hairs by morning.
Connie, wake up.
Huh? Oh, has he gone?
Has who gone?
Oh, just forget about it, Mrs. Davis. It isn't important.
On the contrary, I think it's intriguing. Has who gone?
Please, Mrs. Davis, it was just one of my nightmares.
Oh, was it a bad one, dear?
It was in Technicolor and starred Osgood Conklin. I spent half the night rehearsing how to get up in the morning. That's why I was so nervous when you woke me.
Oh, I know how dreams can affect you, dear, but you must put them out of your mind when you wake up. Why, I had some bad dreams last night myself.
You did?
Yes, I was in a jungle somewhere surrounded by lions and tigers. But if my cat Minerva walked in now, I wouldn't jump up on the chandelier.
I mean, you must have better control of your nerves than I have. See if we need any new bulbs up there, Mrs. Davis. Minerva, where in the world did you come from?
Oh, I haven't told her about that yet, Connie. She's only a kitten.
Well, you'd better have a little talk with her. She's been running around with a pretty old crowd.
Oh, please, Connie, don't talk that way in front of her. Minerva's very high-strung.
Yes, I know. Lately, that cat's been as jumpy as a person.
Now, let's forget about nerves and bad dreams and hurry in for a nice breakfast. I've got a brand new secret recipe for you.
A secret recipe, Mrs. Davis?
Yes. If I tell you how I'm making your egg this morning, will you keep it under your hat?
Well, it may get my hairdo a little icky, but I'll try.
I'm making you a delicious watercress and cucumber omelet.
Oh, no. That's what started my nightmare. Besides, I haven't time to eat breakfast now, Mrs. Davis. Walter Denton's picking me up any minute.
How come Walter's calling for you today? Your car isn't in the repair shop again, is it?
No, but I decided not to drive for a while after picking up a couple of hitchhikers last Saturday.
But, Connie, why should that discourage you from driving?
I picked him up on my bumper.
Would you lean over toward my side of the car a little more, please, Miss Brooks?
Why, Walter Denton, what have you in mind?
Oh, it's nothing personal. I just want to get a good look at you in my rear view mirror. Yup, it's just as I thought. You look harassed and bedeviled. Yeah, but lovely.
Well, thank you, Walter. Sort of.
Especially your eyes. Even though there are a few temporary crow's feet caused by worry in the corners.
They're just huddling together for warmth. But, Walter, to what do I owe these backhanded gallantries?
Yeah, I was afraid you might take exception to my frankness. But I mean it all for your own good, Miss Brooks. If I have been less voluble concerning your obvious charms in the past, know, too, that I have been less voluble about the human frailties which you, like all mankind, have sometimes fallen heir to. Except, then, my plea for leniency.
I'll grant you a full pardon if you'll tell me what you're talking about.
Of course. Sometimes I get carried away by my own words.
You just used enough of them to carry away Sidney Greenstreet. Just what are you trying to wheedle out of me, Walter?
Well, now that you mention it, there is something you can do to help both of us out.
I thought so. What is it?
Oh, it's like this. Since this is a new term, you, like several of the other teachers, will be assigned to the stockroom during your free period to take inventory and give out supplies.
I see. And what does my good friend Raffles have in mind? We split a carload of pencils and retire?
Oh, no, Miss Brooks. My motives are purely altruistic. I merely want to assist an already overburdened teacher whose heart and spirit are big and willing, but whose mind and body may not long stand the strain put upon it by the forthcoming scholastic hassle.
Walter, if Olivia de Havilland gets the Academy Award, you was robbed. Now come clean. What's your cut in the projected Madison High School stockroom swindle?
Cut? Oh, Miss Brooks, I'm surprised at you. Surprised and chagrined. Oh, when I think of your sense of integrity, your honesty...
Please, Walter, if you polish this apple anymore, it'll be too slippery to pick up. Now, come to the point, Walter.
Well, whoever helps out in the stockroom gets first choice of the textbooks, right?
Right. And you want to help me so you can get yourself the brand new books, nice and clean, right?
Wrong. I want the old ones with the answers already penciled in. Now, why did I let that slip out? Oh, but you can see it my way, can't you? Sometimes in the impenetrable forest of education, the path is easier seen if someone has cleared the underbrush.
Yes, but you're asking for a free ride on the bulldozer. Don't you think it would be better if you relied on your own work, Walter? After all, with an old book, you could be copying somebody else's mistakes.
Anybody's mistakes are better than mine.
Well, if you put it that way, Walter.
Gee, thanks, Miss Brooks. Well, here we are.
Thanks for the lift, Walter. I'll run along in now. Oops. Ooh.
Gosh, Miss Brooks, didn't you see that mud puddle?
Of course I did. I just thought it might be fun to go wading.
Can I help you scrape off the mud?
Well, I haven't time now. If I can just sneak by Mr. Conklin's office, I'll clean up when I get to my room.
But suppose you can't sneak by his office.
That, Walter, I refuse to contemplate. Believe me, if Mr. Conklin sees me tripping through the hall on these 2 lumps of mud, my name will be Shoes.
Our Miss Brooks, starring Eve Arden, will continue in just a moment. But first, here is Vern Smith. Regardless of age, skin type, or previous beauty care, doctors prove you, too, may win a lovelier complexion with Palmolive soap.
But to win this lovelier complexion, you must stop improper cleansing. Instead, use Palmolive the way doctors advise.
36 doctors, leading skin specialists, advised using Palmolive soap this way for 1,285 women with all types of skin. Young, old, dry, oily, normal. And using Palmolive soap alone, nothing but Palmolive. 2 out of 3 won lovelier complexions. Oily skin looked less oily. Dull, drab skin wonderfully brighter. Coarse-looking skin appeared finer. Even tiny blemishes, incipient blackheads, disappeared or improved. Now, here's what the doctors advised.
Wash your face with Palmolive soap 3 times a day. Massage with Palmolive's wonderful beauty lather for 60 seconds each time to get its full beautifying effect. Then rinse.
Look for improvement in your complexion within 14 days. For doctors prove this way, using Palmolive alone really works. So forget all other beauty care. Get Palmolive soap and start today to win a lovelier complexion.
For loveliness all over, use big, thrifty bath-size Palmolive in your tub or shower.
And now, while our Miss Brooks is quietly sloshing down the corridor in her muddy pumps, let's look in on Mr. Conklin, Madison's beloved principal, and adjust our wavelength to his stream of consciousness.
So we come to the start of another school day. A nice muggy one at that, as if I needed bad weather to make me irritable. The teachers in this school have simply got... Now, who's that tracking her dirty shoes through our hallowed halls? Think she's going to sneak past my office, does she? Well, we'll just wait till she's even with the door. And then... Hold! Who goes there?
You, Mr. Conklin. How are things in the principal's office?
Fine, thank you. How are things in the Everglades? Just take those shoes off and step in here for a moment, Miss Brooks. I want to talk to you.
Yes, sir.
Do you by any chance remember what I told the faculty at the meeting yesterday?
Oh, certainly, Mr. Conklin. I've been going over it in my mind all night, remember?
Remember? Of course, I remember what was discussed at the meeting. The question is, do you?
Oh, indeed I do, Mr. Conklin, every word. We've got to have more horseplay and less discipline.
What's that?
I mean, we've got to crack up. Crack down.
I won't have a repetition of last term's lack of discipline. There's only one way to run a school, and that's
in an orderly manner.
Exactly. Naturally, I need the cooperation of my staff. Hence,
everybody's got to toe the line.
Yeah. There's no reason why things shouldn't go off like clockwork. 1, 2...
Sound off! Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Conklin. It's just that I spent a rather restless night. In fact, we both did. That is, I'm still a bit upset.
Well, there's nothing like concentrating on one's work to settle one's nerves. When is your first free period?
Right after lunch. I figured I'd get a good rest then.
I think not, Miss Brooks. I penciled you in for the stock room at that time.
Oh. Well, they have a lot of erasers in there. Maybe we could rub me out. No, I guess not.
We are extremely short of supplies, Miss Brooks, so I want you to check every requisition very carefully before handing them out. And if for any reason you have to leave the stock room, you know what to do?
Raise my hand?
You lock the door. Is that clear?
Yes, Mr. Conklin, I locked the door. Well, I'll be running along now.
One moment, Miss Brooks. Haven't you forgotten something?
Oh, yes. Rub 2, 3, 4, rub.
Mrs. Brooks, get your fingers out of my head.
I thought lunch period would never get here, Mr. Boynton.
Oh, me either. I'm starved. Yeah, I'll just put our tray down and sit opposite you. There. Now, it's funny how we happened to bump into each other at the entrance of the cafeteria. Quite a coincidence.
Yes, it was. Of course, I had to run a little. But I think it's nice to have someone take you to lunch, don't you?
Yes, I do, Miss Brooks. It was grand of you to ask me. Would you mind passing my soup over, please?
Here you are, Mr. Boynton.
Nothing like a good hot plate of soup to warm you up. I said that laboratory of mine's like an igloo. Even my hands are freezing.
Let's feel them. Say, they are cold.
Yours are nice and warm. How'd they get that way?
I had them in your soup. You know, it's a shame we don't have a better heating system in this school. Especially in the biology lab with all those little mice and rabbits and students.
You're right, Miss Brooks. I was talking to Mr. Jensen, the janitor, about it, and he's promised to speak to Mr. Conklin and get him to inspect the system himself. You see, I have a lot of electrical appliances in the lab now, but none of them give off much heat. I've got to have another outlet if I'm to attach any other...
Excuse me, Mr. Boynton. Hi, Miss Brooks.
Hello, Walter.
Thought we'd better be getting down to the stockroom. I don't want you to get nervous when the requisitions start pouring in.
Or the books with the answers in them start pouring out, Well, all right, Walter, we might as well get going. Will you excuse me, Mr. Boynton?
Oh, sure, Miss Brooks. And even though you asked me to lunch, I don't want you to worry about the check.
Oh, well, that's very nice of you.
I'll pay my own, Miss Brooks. You just take care of yours.
Well, the worst part of the supply rush is over, Miss Brooks. And now we can sort of take inventory of the surplus stuff that we can use. That is, you can use for your class.
Like what, Walter?
Oh, paper, pencils, staplers. They bring 40 to 50 cents on the outside. And I really need one for my schoolwork. And then there are inkwells, paper clips. This stockroom is only 2 doors from your room, Miss Brooks. Why don't I get an armful of stuff and stash it away under your desk right now?
Walter, I am an English teacher, not a fence. There's no such thing as surplus in the school system. Everything has to be requisitioned. And... Wait a minute, what's this?
That's an electric heater, Miss Brooks.
An electric heater, Why, that's just what Mr. Boynton needs for his lab. I know what. I'll hook it up right now and surprise him.
But what about a requisition?
Walter, can I trust you?
Oh, you know you can, Miss Brooks.
Of course, and I do. So if you'll keep quiet about this heater, I'll get you a requisition for a brand new stapler.
Gee, that's swell of you, Miss Brooks. Now I can take this one out of the lining of my jacket.
Well, Harriet, where's the heater I sent you for?
It wasn't there, Daddy. I looked all over the stockroom, but there wasn't a trace of it.
Did you ask Miss Brooks about it?
Miss Brooks wasn't there. Nobody was there.
And the door was open? No wonder my heater's missing. I distinctly told her... Now what? Come in!
Excuse me, Mr. Conklin, but I've got to talk to you right away.
Oh, hello, Mr. Jensen.
Hello, Harriet.
I better be going now, Daddy. I've got a class in a few minutes.
All right, Harriet. Now, what is it, Jensen? I'm rather busy right now.
Oh, this is important, sir. As custodian of the building, I feel it's my duty.
You feel what is your duty?
To tell you, sir.
To tell me what?
Please, Mr. Conklin, don't shout. That's one of the reasons.
That's one of the reasons for what?
For your high blood pressure. Now, when I was your age...
Never mind that now. What do you want to see me about?
The biological laboratory. The furnace vent isn't large enough to heat that big room. It's so cold in there, Mr. Boynton's had to put earmuffs on the rabbits. We've got to build another outlet.
Outlets cost money, Jensen. We'll requisition another heater. Meanwhile, I've got to find the
when
one
you
that
got to put earmuffs on rabbits, brother, you're in trouble. Besides, if an electric heater is hooked onto the present wiring setup, it can cause a short.
Well, tell me about it another time.
And even worse than a short, Mr. Conklin, it might start a fire.
I don't like to censure you, Mr. Jensen, but you are an alarmist.
Yes, sir.
Now I'm going down to that stockroom and wait in back of it for Miss Brooks to return. I'll teach her to leave doors open.
I'm glad we set up the heater in here before Mr. Boynton came back, Walter.
Yeah, he'll sure be surprised, I bet. Come on, Miss Brooks. Oh, there's the next class. I've got you in English this period.
That's a coincidence, Walter. I've got you, too. Oh, Walter, here's the stockroom, and the door is still ajar. Didn't you lock it when we left?
No, I thought you did.
Give me that key. There. Mr. Conklin would have a fit if he found this door open. All right, class. Your next question is as follows. In The Mill on the Floss, George Eliot writes about a gentleman who is often compared with a gentleman in Silas Marner. Who is that gentleman?
Are you talking about a fictional gentleman or George Eliot himself?
Himself? Walter, it happens that she wasn't exactly a gentleman.
So what? He was a darn good writer.
Next question. Goodness, that heating system is really noisy.
Why, it's the voice. It's coming out of the vent here.
What? Quiet a minute. Let me listen.
Hello there! Can you hear me?
Sure. What time's the break set for? Who are you?
It sounds like Daddy. Daddy, can you hear us?
Yes, get me out of here.
He must be stuck in the furnace.
Nonsense, Walter. He was going to inspect the heating system. He's probably just stuck in a pipe somewhere. In a pipe somewhere? Oh, I'll go call the fire department. Harriet, you stay here and chat with your father. Why, Mr. Boynton, what made you ring the gong for a fire drill?
Well, I heard you calling the fire department, and I thought...
Oh, but that's not for a fire. Mr. Conklin's stuck in a pipe somewhere, and I just called the department to get him out.
Well, most of the kids are out in the street by now. I better go keep them in line. A little extra preparedness won't hurt any. Stuck in a pipe?
Oh, I'd better get back to my own room now. Uh-oh, here come the firemen.
Well, here we are. Where's the fire?
Right this way, Chief.
Here, come on, men.
There isn't any fire, really. You see, it's just that somebody's caught in a pipe.
Caught in a pipe? For this, I left a hand with 100 aces and a double pinochle in it?
Oh, please do something. My daddy's stuck somewhere. You've got to get him out.
Well, where is he?
Well, he was coming in over this vent here very clearly.
All right, let's get at this thing with our picks, man.
Oh, my. Walter! Walter, there's enough confusion around here as it is. Okay. Go tell Mr. Boynton to send all the children home immediately.
Okay, Miss Brooks.
Keep going, man. We've got to get him out of that pipe.
I wonder where most of them are. Oh, what's that? That seems to be coming from the stockroom. Hey, it is in here. Well, let's see now. Did Miss Brooks give me back the key? Oh, yeah. Here it is.
Walter Denton. Can I lay this crime at your door?
No, sir. 2 doors down. I'll see you later. I got orders to go home with the others.
Well, we'll find out about this. What's going on here, Miss Brooks? How could... Who did... When did he... What is...
Please, I'll explain it all later. Right now, we've got to get Mr. Conklin out of this pipe. He's... Mr. Conklin!
Oh, Daddy, thank goodness you're safe.
Hello, Harriet.
Stop that banging! What do you mean, stop? The principal's got himself stuck and we got to get the knucklehead out.
For your information, I'm the knucklehead who's stuck. I'm the principal of this school.
Mr. Conklin, how did you get out of the pipe?
I was never in the pipe.
But we heard you. You yelled, "Get me out of here."
Yeah, what's the idea of yelling, "Get me out of here," if you're not stuck in here?
I was locked in the stockroom. Obviously, this heater vent connects with the vent in there, and as any idiot could figure out...
Well, how does any idiot get himself locked in a stockroom?
That will be all of that. I've had enough abuse from the fire department.
Yes, we've had enough abuse from the fire department.
Quiet, Miss Brooks. Now then, fireman, please remove your pickaxe from the school woodwork.
Well, you needn't get so huffy. After all, it only makes a little hole. Here, I'll take it out.
We needed a larger classroom.
Now then, Miss Brooks, I want some explanations, and I want them fast.
Yes, sir.
Who locked me in the storeroom? Where are all the students? Who called the fire department?
Yeah, that's what I'd like to know. Don't you realize that these false alarms cost the city money? Now we got to pack all our stuff up.
What are all you firemen standing around for? Why don't you do something?
Relax, Mr. Boynton. Mr. Conklin's out now. There's nothing left to do.
Nothing left to do, but my lab is on fire.
What?
That's more like it. Come on, man!
Well, Miss Brooks, that leaves just you and me. You and me and one more question.
What's that, Mr. Conklin?
Did you happen to run across an electric heater in the stockroom?
Yes, I did.
And did you happen to connect it anywhere? Like Mr. Boynton's laboratory, for instance?
Yes, I did.
A funny thing about that. I was told by Mr. Jensen just this morning that another electrical appliance on that circuit would cause a fire. Now, you've got to be punished, Miss Brooks. You hear me?
You've got to be punished!
Where are you going, Miss Brooks?
To take a cold shower. This is the longest nightmare I've ever had.
Returns in just a moment, but first... Dream girl, beautiful luster cream girl. Tonight, show him how much lovelier your hair can look after a Luster Cream shampoo. Only Luster Cream brings you K-Duma's magic formula blend of secret ingredients plus gentle lanolin. Gives loveliness lather even in hardest water. Glamorizes your hair as you wash it. Luster Cream. Not a soap, not a liquid, but a dainty cream shampoo. Leaves hair fragrantly clean, free of loose dandruff, glistening with sheen. Soft, manageable. Gives new beauty to all hairdos or permanents. 4-ounce jar, $1. Smaller sizes, either tubes or jars. Tonight, try Luster Cream shampoo and be a dream girl, beautiful Luster Cream girl. You owe your crowning glory to a Luster Cream shampoo.
And now, once again, here is our Miss Brooks.
Well, it wasn't much of a fire, and as soon as they put it out, one of the firemen got a hook and ladder, climbed up, and brought Mr. Conklin's blood pressure down. When he was slightly more rational, he called me into his office again.
Miss Brooks, since Mr. Boynton failed to remind me about the electric hazard in the biology laboratory, I have decided that he is almost as guilty as you are.
Oh, but Mr. Conklin, he
Silence. You, Miss Brooks, will stay after school and help Mr. Boynton clean up the debris those firemen left behind. I don't care if it keeps you both here all evening.
Mr. Conklin, is that my punishment for starting the fire?
Exactly.
Got a match?
Our Miss Brooks Show, brought to you by Palmolive Soap, Your Beauty Hope, and Buster Cream Shampoo for soft, glamorous, caressable hair. Our Miss Brooks, starring Eve Arden, is produced by Larry Burns, written and directed by Al Lewis, with music by Wilbur Hatch.
Men, here is actual, factual proof of more comfortable, actually smoother shaves by using Palmolive Lather Shaving Cream. 1,251 men tried the Palmolive Lather way to shave described on the tube, and no matter how they shaved before, 3 out of 4 got more comfortable, actually smoother shaves. Try Palmolive Lather Shaving Cream. See if you don't get more comfortable, actually smoother shaves the Palmolive Lather Shaving Cream way.
Listen to our Miss Brooks next week over CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
The Raleigh Cigarette Program, starring Red Skelton with Ozzie Nelson and his orchestra, Harriet Hilliard, and Wonderful Smith. Ladies and gentlemen, each brand of cigarettes claims superiority. But Raleigh's offer you proof that you can see before your very eyes. Proof attested by experts. Compare the open ends of a pack of Raleigh's with any other brand. You'll see instantly the tobaccos in Raleigh's are more golden in color. And any tobacco expert will tell you that the more golden tobaccos are choicer, more expensive. But Raleigh's superiority goes even farther. No less than 31 of these better tobaccos go into Raleigh's exclusive blend. A perfectly proportioned combination that adds up to one grand flavor. That's why Raleigh's are unrivaled in richness, smoothness, mildness, in complete smoking enjoyment. And remember, Raleigh's give you valuable coupons, too, redeemable for outstanding premiums. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it pays in many ways to smoke Raleigh's. The pack with a coupon on the back, Raleigh Cigarettes. Are playing Pushing Along. And now, the star of our show, Red Skelton.
Thank you very much, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are you, Truman?
Hello, Red. Say, what's new, Red? Is Mr. Raleigh, the sponsor, still living at your house?
Yeah, he's been there 6 weeks, boy, and it's getting pretty bad.
It is, huh?
Yeah, that guest towel is filthy. Last night he got insulted because I served him 2 scoops of mashed potatoes.
What was wrong with that?
I don't know. My hands were clean. Oh, yeah, he said when the dinner gong rings, we all run to the table like wild animals or something.
Do you?
Of course not. We're just faster on our feet than he is.
Say, are you still having sponsor trouble, Red?
Yeah, he's still with us, Harriet.
Well, you should try and amuse him in some way. Get him a date with some glamour girl or something.
Yeah, well, he wants Hedy Lamarr or nothing.
Well, did you ask her?
Yes, and nothing's getting mighty monotonous.
Red, he's some sponsor, isn't he?
Yeah, I keep kidding him all the time about Raleigh's cigarettes.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah.
What does he do?
Well, this morning he gave me a more golden punch in the nose.
I was punched in the nose once.
You were punched in the nose, Ozzy?
Yes, my girlfriend.
Your girlfriend? Hey, I thought you two were regular twins.
Yeah, but a triplet showed up.
Well, listen, Red, why don't you take Mr. Raleigh out to the movies once in a while?
I did. I took him to see one of my pictures. Boy, was he surprised. He didn't know I was in pictures.
Oh, he didn't?
No, he thought I was on postcards. I took him to see the preview of my new picture, Ship Ahoy.
Oh, did they preview your picture,
Yeah.
Red? Sneak?
No, we walked in and out like everybody else.
Say, Red, tell me, what happened to that preview?
Well, right in the middle of the picture, there was a loud commotion.
What was wrong?
The sponsor was going through the balcony with a flashlight examining cigarettes.
So you were in Ship Ahoy, huh?
Yeah.
Well, who else was in it?
Well, Eleanor Powell, Tommy Dorsey, Bert Lahr, Virginia O'Brien, and the director, Eddie Brazell.
I love previews.
Yeah, say, did you see all those big searchlights in front of the theater?
Yeah, I saw the searchlights, but what was all the excitement?
They spotted an unidentified drunk flying down Vine Street. The 143rd Red Devils brought him down.
Where did you sit, Red?
Well, I sat between Andy Devine and Edward Arnold. I couldn't see much. Boy, did I get a massage.
Who else was there?
Well, Milton Berle, Mickey Rooney, and Farnsworth Aslop was there.
Farnsworth Aslop, who's he?
He's the autograph hound with a leaky fountain pen.
I had a leaky fountain pen once.
You had a leaky fountain pen, Ozzy?
Yeah, and it was very embarrassing that time I got run over on Sunset Boulevard.
What happened?
Well, a guy jumped out of his car and he yelled, "Gee whiz, I just killed one of them Pasadena Blue Bloods."
Red, did Mr. Raleigh like you in the picture?
I don't know. He couldn't see very well.
Why? Was there a post in the way?
No, his fingers. He was holding his nose.
Well, anyway, Red, I think your picture will be a great success.
I think so, too. In fact, the producer at MGM told me I was going places.
He did?
Yeah, he even gave me the fare.
Three little sisters, and each one only in her teens. One loved a soldier, one loved a sailor, and one loved a lad from the Marines. Oh, the three little sisters, they were the fairest from Iceland to the Philippines. So said the soldier, so said the sailor, and so said the lad from the Marines. And when the boys marched away, the girls said they'd be true until the boys came back someday. Now the three little sisters, stay home and read their magazines. You can tell it to the soldiers, tell it to the sailors, and tell it to the Marines.
Three little sisters, each one only in her teens. One loved a soldier, one loved a sailor, and one loved a big fat bouncer from the Palladium. Oh, the three little sisters, they were the fairest from Iceland to the Philippines. So said the soldier, so said the sailor, and so said Jimmy Fiddler in his Tuesday morning gossip column. And when the boys sailed away, the girls said they'd be true until the boys came back one day. So the three little sisters, stay home and read their magazine. One reads the Cosmopolitan, and one reads the Saturday Evening Post, and the third is at Liberty most of the time. You can reach her by phoning Hollywood 6. 5...
3 little
That was Harry and Ozzie and the boys gossiping about three little sisters. Say, you could have put in a plug for the shrine down in San Diego Friday, too.
Say, Red,
Yeah.
those were very nice articles in the June issue of Modern Screen and Radio Mirror about you.
Isn't it marvelous what people will write just for a carton of Raleigh cigarette?
Well, Red, tell us, what's our subject for tonight?
Well, tonight I thought we'd show how the daily newspaper affects different people. First, we have Clem, the fellow from the country. He has a job delivering papers. Well, you're all you. Delivering papers. Good news. Well, look, there's old Uncle Jim sitting on his porch. I think I'll throw him his paper. So first I'll roll it up, now I'll tie a rubber band around it, and here she goes. Well, that'll teach me to let go of the rubber band next time. Well, here's Daisy June's house.
Hello, Clem.
Well, Daisy. Gee, you look pretty today, DJ. You look good enough to eat.
I do?
Yep, smothered in onions, of course.
What's the paper you're delivering, Clem?
The Los Angeles Sun.
The Los Angeles Sun.
Yeah, it comes out once a week.
Clem, how many's on your paper route?
Well, there's four. There's you, me, the widder.
Clem, are you still hanging around that widder?
Well, yep.
Well, what's that widder got that I haven't got?
I don't know, but on her it don't look like a project.
Listen, I think you hear Grandpa coming. Yep, here he is.
Hello, Grandpa. Gee, you look good today, and you're an old guy, too. How do you keep your hair?
Thumbtacks? Has the paper come yet?
Yep, here it is, Grandpa. You want me to read it to you?
No, it upsets me. There are too many jobs around. Just read me the first page.
Okay. The first page is blank. Wait a minute, there's something written on the bottom of it.
What does it say?
For further details, consult your local newspaper.
That's a mighty bad newspaper.
Oh, you don't know what you're talking about, you old fossil.
Now, that's no way to talk to Grandpa, Clem. After all, he was in the Civil War.
Well, my grandpa was in the Civil War, too, but he was neutral.
Neutral?
Yep. He showed good humors to both sides.
Grandpappy, Clem's been hanging around that widow again.
Oh, he has he? Clem, what are you hanging around her for?
Oh, wouldn't you like to know?
You see here, you stay away from that widow. She's my gal, and I've been a-courting her for 52 years.
52 years? Why don't you marry her?
Well, it don't pay to rush into those things.
Clem, have you ever considered marrying me?
I don't know. Let me see your sugar ration card.
Clem, why can't you be romantic?
Well, I ain't got time to be romantic. I got other things on my mind.
Oh, yeah? What?
Well, for one thing, I've had poison ivy for 4 years.
Well, what's that got to do with romance?
Oh, I don't know. But it keeps me pretty busy. Well, I guess I'll be going.
Yeah, go along. The widow's probably a-waiting for you with open head.
Oh, you're jealous.
You get out of here.
All right, but you pay me for last month's paper first.
Well, I have to get the money out of my stocking.
Okay.
Turn around.
I'll turn around.
Well, turn around.
My head, too?
Well, here you are. Now, here's your money.
Hey, where'd you get all that money?
Oh, that's chicken feed compared to that $50 war bond I got.
You?
We're smart. Pappy smokes Raleighs, and we send in the coupons.
Hey, I gotta tell the widow about that.
Oh, so she don't smoke Raleighs. Well, I'll fix you. I'll tell Mr. Raleigh, and he'll never let you mention that traitor's name again.
Blabbermouth. Boy, will she be surprised. The widow smoked Sir Walter Raleigh pipe tobacco, though. I think I'll go back in and tell her.
Don't come back.
Here, now, you put that shotgun down, Daisy June. Don't pull that trigger. Oh, well, I was going to lay down anyway. Then we have a lady and her little boy. Sunday papers are his day. She loves the funnies, and it's 6 o'clock Sunday morning, and nobody's awake except Junior. So, Harriet, you be my mother, and I'll be the mean little boy. Hey, Mahi, are you awake?
Oh, Junior, it's only 6 o'clock. Go back to sleep.
Okay. Hey, Mahi.
What is it now?
Mommy, where'd I come from?
Sears and Roebuck, and go back to sleep.
Sears and Roebuck, you can. That's silly. I am so small, I bet they got me at a cut-rate drugstore.
Junior, will you stop mumbling to yourself and turn over?
I can't turn over.
Why not?
My chain won't reach that far. Hey, Mommy, I can't sleep no more. I just heard the boys throw the Sunday paper on the porch. I want to look at the funny.
Oh, now look, Junior, why don't you go back to bed and be a good boy?
No use going back to bed?
Well, why not?
All I do is just lay there and think up new ways to wet this joint.
Oh, go read your funny papers and don't bother me.
Okay. Are you going to read the paper? Oh, look at that nice big banister. What a banister for sliding. If I do, I get a whipping. I do it. I will slide down a shiny banister. Oh, boy, what a mess.
Junior, what happened?
You know that vase has been handed down from generation to generation?
Yes?
The next generation's going to have to use a Dixie cup. No, the pot's going to pot. Oh, now, let's see. Where that funny paper is. Oh, now, look where he threw that. Right in Mummy's victory garden. Guys, I plan to tramp that down myself.
Hello, Junior.
Hello.
You up?
No, I'm still upstairs asleep. You always this dopey of a morning? Hey, I still asleep. Hey, did I wake you up?
Oh, no, I was up with the chickens.
Up with the chickens? Hey, when's your wife going to let you sleep in the house?
Junior, do you always get up this early?
Yes, I got work to do in the morning.
Oh, what kind of work?
Well, for one thing, every morning I have to get up and file a serial number off the tires that Pop brings home at night.
Well, say, Junior, did the paper boy throw my paper over there by any chance?
Don't see it.
I wonder if he might have thrown it on top of the porch.
Hey, if you hold me up, I would stand on your shoulders and see.
Oh, swell, thank you.
Now,
Here we go. Now, up you go.
Don't drop me. I ain't scared. Don't drop me now.
Careful. My chin. Hey, get your foot out of my mouth.
What?
Your foot. Take your foot out of my mouth.
You take your mouth out of my foot. Hey, let me down. It's now up here. Let me down.
You didn't do that on purpose, did you?
He don't know me very well, does he? Your paper wasn't up there.
I wonder if it might have gone under the porch.
I don't know.
Junior, what on earth are you talking about? Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
Ain't my mummy pretty?
Yes, she is.
Yeah, you'd never know her face was warmed over from the night before, would you?
Tell me, how's your husband this morning?
Oh, he's still sleeping it off.
Junior, you stop saying things like that.
Oh, my little nose. You broke my little nose. You bent my little nose down in jail.
Oh, I did.
Oh, why didn't you let alone the first place?
Now, just for that, Junior, you go into the house.
No, I want to stay out here.
No.
You let me stay out here or I will tell.
You will tell what?
I would tell everybody that you used to be a lifeguard on a hot water heater.
Well, this isn't finding my paper.
Shall I call into the porch and see what's under there?
Say, if you will, Junior, I'll give you a quarter.
A real quarter?
Uh-huh.
Oh, boy, I will appreciate it. It'll be a good start for my $25,000 this year. Well, if I find it, will you read the funnies to me?
I'll read you the funnies, Junior. I'm worried sick about little orphan Annie.
Yeah, you would be. Well, here I go, under the porch. Boy, it sure is dirty under here. This is just my meat. Hey, look, there's a little hole that goes under the house. Goes all the way back, too. I wonder if I could crawl through it. It looks big enough to crawl through. Oh, why quibble? I do this. Boy, it sure is dark in here. I hope I don't hit me with a head against the post. I hope wrong, didn't I, Paul? Well, here's another little hole. Well, what do you know? I got in the backyard again.
Junior, where are you? Junior, are you there? Where did he go?
Gracious, I hope he didn't crawl under the house. All that electric wiring under there. And...
Electric wiring? Oh, dear.
Now, don't worry. Call the fire department. They can get him out.
Fire department? Oh, come quickly. My little boy is trapped under the house.
Oh, boy, what's that? Oh, boy. Fire engine. Look, a hook and ladder and everything. Hey, what's wrong?
Oh, my little boy is trapped under the house.
No kidding. I would stand here and watch.
That's a good boy, Junior.
Yeah.
Junior!
Don't yell at me. You scare me, too.
Oh, now you're going to get the whipping of your life.
Oh, my vaccination, my vaccination. You hit my... I'm sorry, mister, your paper wasn't under the porch. My vaccination. Playing Tangerine. Thank you, Harriet. Thank you, Ozzie. Thank you, Augusta. Thank you, Truman. Thank you. You.
Whoa, Red, wait a minute. Why all this burst of gratitude?
Well, you see, Truman, I'm just trying to personally thank all the Raleigh cigarette smokers who redeemed their Raleigh coupons for United States war stamps.
A mighty worthy project, Red. Seriously, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to add the thanks of all our cast, our sponsors, yes, and even the United States government. For we recently received a letter from the Treasury Department officially thanking you, Raleigh cigarette smokers, for the thousands of dollars worth of war stamps that are being redeemed through Raleigh coupons. Indeed, ladies and gentlemen, continue redeeming your Raleigh coupons for war stamps, and you'll help to secure the greatest premium of all, victory. And to those of you who have not yet tried Raleigh's, may I suggest, try a pack. You'll enjoy the richness, smoothness, and mildness of Raleigh cigarettes, and you'll enjoy saving those valuable Raleigh premium coupons. Yes, more than ever before, you'll find it pays in many ways to smoke Raleigh's. The pack with a coupon on the back, Raleigh cigarettes.
Newspapers have the power to give everyone a clean living. So let's look in on a western town where the newspaper is clamoring to have the town cleaned up. And hanging over the bar, talking things over, we find Deadeye in person. Where'd they get that piano player? Hey, sound man, take care of that piano player, will you? Well, bartender, I'll have a drink. Make mine a tin roof.
Tin roof drink? What's a tin roof?
That something's on the house. What are you going to have, Wonderful?
A shot of rabbit punch, please.
I never heard of rabbit punch. Why don't you drink vulture's nest?
I don't want to fly. I just want to hop around a bit.
What are you drinking, bartender?
Nothing. My shoes are soggy enough now.
Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Deadeye, you better stop drinking so much on account of that new rule they got.
I should stop drinking on account of a new rule?
Yes, sir. You is staggering more than the hours.
Now, they got too many new rules in this town. For instance, that old Calamity Jane with her cleanup campaign. That newspaper's making sissies out of us.
Yes, sir. Why, this morning, 3 old women threw me down and scrubbed me with soap and water.
What happened, Wonderful?
Nothing. They found out it was me all the time.
Say, what does everybody want to clean up this town for, anyway?
Well, they want to make the town safe for the good law-abiding citizens.
Yeah, how many good law-abiding citizens we got in this town?
I don't know.
Let's go down the graveyard and count them, huh? Say, bartender, I don't like this free lunch. I got something stuck between my 2 front teeth. Can't get it out. You got a toothpick?
No.
Got a piece of string?
No.
Well, there's only one thing to do, then. Got any spare teeth?
Well, here's the evening's paper. It's all about that cleanup drive.
Yeah, what does it say?
It says rain today.
Now, that shows you how wrong they are. It ain't going to rain today. It never rains. Might drizzle a little.
Say, look, Mr. Deadeye, your name's in the paper.
Yeah?
Yeah, look how they spell Deadeye. Stinker.
Yeah. Oh, fine. That wasn't in there at rehearsal. They must be thinking of my wife's side of the family.
Whatever happened to your wife, Mr. Deadeye? She ain't around no more.
No. We lived together for 14 years. We never spoke a word to each other.
For 14 years?
Yeah, and then one day she sneezed. So I shot her. I can't stand them chatterboxes, you know. Is there anything else in that paper about me?
Yeah, it says, It says you is dead.
Dead?
Yes, sir, you was beat to the draw in a gun battle with that no-good 3-fingered Charlie.
No, that's a lie, too. Nothing but lies in that paper. Why, I could outshoot that guy with my gun tied behind his back. I'm going to get the guy that wrote this that I was dead. You worked for that paper, Wonderful. Who wrote it?
I did, Mr. Deadeye, but don't 1-2-boom-3 me.
I won't hurt you if you retract that statement.
Oh, I can't do that, because in the eyes of the people, you is dead. But I tell you what.
What?
I'll put your name in the birth column tomorrow and give you a fresh start.
Yeah. Now, what would folks say if I ran around the 10-gallon hat and 3-cornered pan?
I could answer that, but it would only lead to bloodshed.
Hey, Deadeye, 3-fingered Charlie's on his way over to Rick Calamity's newspaper office.
Come on, gang. That's all I got to hear. I'm going to take care of that 3-fingered Charlie right now. Giddy up. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, come on, horse. Whoa. If you whoa, I'll give you a lump of sugar. I mean, whoa that quick.
Hello, Deadeye.
Hey, where's that 3-fingered Charlie?
Here I am. What are you going to do about it?
I'm going to knit you into a sweater.
Attaboy, Mr. Deadeye. That's a swell yarn.
Yeah. Stand back, Calamity. All right, 3-finger. Clear out of here, you big bum, you.
That did it. That means fine.
Okay, put your hands up. You heard me. Put your hands up.
Okay, they're up.
Don't you ever clean those 3 nails?
Look out, Deadeye. He's reaching for his gun.
Now, wait a minute. Let's be fair and square about this. I'll count 3, and then we'll draw. Are you ready?
Ready.
1, 2. Oh, my gun's stuck in the holster.
Sorry, Deadeye. I can't wait no longer.
No.
Oh, speak to me, Deadeye. Speak to me.
No, this is the end of old Deadeye. I'm going. Going to the happy hunting ground there, Calamity.
He's gone. Come in.
Well, I'm back.
What happened? I thought you went to the happy hunting ground.
I did, but they wouldn't let me in. I forgot my hunting license.
Ozzie and the boys play You Made Me Love You, Del King has a word for you.
Pipe smokers, get a load of Sir Walter Raleigh, and you'll light up with real smoking enjoyment. Sir Walter Raleigh is rich and mellow, flavor-packed with a nut-like tang that just can't be matched. And it has a pleasing, fragrant aroma that everyone enjoys. Try the quality pipe tobacco of America tonight. Get Sir Walter Raleigh.
Remember, we'll all be back again next week at the same time. Ned Skelton, Ozzie Nelson and his orchestra, Harriet Hindred, Wonderful Smith, and yours truly, Truman Bradley. Until next week, then.
This is Red Skelton saying goodbye now. Thanks for listening.
Red Skelton is presented by arrangement of Metro Golden Mayer Studio. This program, produced by Mel Williamson and broadcast from our Armed Forces Abroad, came to you from Hollywood. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
Oh, waiter. Yes, sir? I'll have some Yankee pot roast with mashed potatoes and gravy, sliced tomatoes, and a bottle of cold Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Yes, sir. Finest beer served anywhere.
Enjoy the life of Riley with Pabst Blue Ribbon beer. Whenever you take a taste of it, you give it a hearty cheer. Again and again and again and again, it's Pabst Blue Ribbon you buy. Again and again and again and again, your taste will tell you why. So enjoy the life of Riley with Pabst Blue Ribbon beer. With Pabst Blue Ribbon beer.
Pabst Blue Ribbon, finest beer served anywhere. Proudly presents The Life of Riley, starring William Bendix as Riley. Well, a week has passed since we last looked in on the Rileys. A long week, during which anything might have happened. In the space of a week, an obscure man could achieve worldwide fame. He could rise from humble surroundings to palatial halls. He could invest in the market and make $1 million. It could happen to anyone. And during this busy week, what do you think has happened to Riley? Absolutely nothing. He's still in the same old role. So let's join our hero as he's homeward bound after a hard day's work at the plant, swinging his lunch pail and gaily singing his favorite song.
I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love with the wonderful guy. Oh, Peg! Is that you on the porch? Well, what do you know about that? When I came around the corner, I saw a gorgeous brunette on the porch with the cutest little figure, and I said to myself, can this gorgeous creature be my wife?
Chester A. Riley, I want to have a talk with you. Come in the house. I don't want the neighbors to hear what I have to say to you. Now, get in.
This creature's my wife, all right.
Get inside.
Okay.
Chester Riley, I want to ask you one question.
Now, wait a minute, Dumplin'. If it's about the ink on the carpet, Junior did it. If it's about the broken mirror in the bathroom, Babs did it.
I'm talking about the gas bill. 2 months overdue, and we get a final notice.
Well, I paid it. I wrote him a check 2 days ago. I mailed it personally. And when the bank sends the check back with our monthly statement, I'll prove it to you. Just wait till next month.
You won't have to wait that long. It came back today.
Huh?
Here.
Well, I like that Bank of America. That's fair service. Well, now I'll prove it to you. Where's it? Here, look. Pay to the order of the Southern California Gas Company, $15.20 NSF. There. It's as simple as ABC. Wait a minute. NSF? No such family? I can prove we're a family. We
NSF means not sufficient funds.
Well, that's ridiculous. That bank is loaded.
Oh, I I should have had my head examined when I let you open a checking account. You haven't got the faintest idea what...
I tell you. Hey, give me that checkbook. I'll prove it to you with the stubs.
Now, Riley, don't be stubborn. You're overdrawn.
I am not overdrawn. Now, look, last month's balance, $80.
That was last month. You probably made out dozens of checks for all kinds of foolishness.
Every check I made out was for some necessity.
Necessity?
Look
at that. Cigars, $2. Fishing tackle, $3.
Well, I'm entitled to go fishing at Santa Monica once in a while. And we didn't lose nothing by it either. Didn't I bring home a 10-pound sea bass for supper? Go on with the next item.
Santa Monica Fish Market, 10-pound sea bass, $3.50. Riley.
Go on with the next item.
Oh, I don't see how you can... What's this? Check for 5 cents.
Bubble gum.
You made a check for 5 cents?
Well,
Don't you know that every time you write a check, the bank charges you 10 cents?
They do? Those banks are money mad.
Oh.
Well,
yes.
What's the difference how many checks I made out? It don't amount to more than $10, and 10 from 80 leaves 70, and that's plenty to cover the gas check.
Riley.
They can't do this to me.
Look,
I'm going to sue that bank. I'll drag them to court.
Riley.
They'll pay through the nose for...
Riley. What about the check for the mortgage payment? Where's the stub?
Oh.
Mm-hmm. You forgot to mark it down.
Well.
That's $55. So we only have 15 in the bank, and you wrote one for $15.20. Now, will you admit you're overdrawn?
I ain't overdrawn. It's just that I'm under-deposited. I don't understand it. I bring home $60 every week, and we can't even pay our gas bill. Where does all our money go to? That's what I'd like to know. Where does the money go to?
Oh, hi, Pop. Say, Pop, can you let me have 2 cents to make...
That's where our money goes to. That's all he knows is gimme, gimme. Didn't I just give you a check for $1 this morning?
Yeah, but, Pop, what does NSF mean?
Not sufficient funds? And you better remember that if you want to do business with me. Money, that's all that son of yours knows.
Oh, I'm sick and tired of this constant bickering over money. Now, listen, Riley. First thing in the morning, you go to the bank, draw out the $15, here's 20 cents, and pay that bill before you go to work. Now, understand?
Okay. Bills. No matter how hard I work, I can't catch up. And we can't even save anything for a rainy day. Honest, Peg, the way I feel right now, I could go in the kitchen, shove my head in the oven, and turn on the gas.
You can't. They shut it off this morning.
Peg, I'm home.
In the kitchen, dear.
Oh.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Daddy.
Did they turn on the gas, Peg?
Yes, this morning.
No.
What's that in that box you got there?
Well, I'll just check that stove and make sure. Ah, it's good to smell gas again.
What's in the box?
Well, the fact is...
Riley, what did you go and buy this time? I told you we got to watch our money.
Oh, Peg, stop worrying. Our money troubles are over. We're going to be rolling. We'll be able to buy everything we ever wanted. A beautiful house, a car, a deep freeze, anything you want. And we'll still have something for a rainy day.
Well, what'd you buy, Dad?
We'll have all the money we'll need.
What did you buy? A counterfeiting machine?
Junior.
Riley, if you don't tell us what you bought...
Well, I met this fella, see?
Oh, Riley.
And this fella said...
I know. It's a golden opportunity, the chance of a lifetime, and he's willing to let you in on the ground floor.
Hey, did you meet him too?
Oh, Riley, how can you be such a sucker? You're always wasting money on some stupid gadget.
What I've got in this box ain't no gadget. It's a scientific instrument.
Well, what is it?
Well, I'll show you. There it is. That's the thing that's going to make a fortune for us. A Geiger Counter.
What?
A Geiger Counter?
A Geiger counter? What's it for?
Counts Geigers.
Geiger's just
the name of the inventor. It's an instrument that detects the presence of uranium deposits.
Yes, and for all we know, we may have a hunk of uranium right in our own backyard.
Oh, right.
You see, the fellow who sold me this Geiger counter showed me newspaper clippings. A guy only a mile from here found uranium in his backyard, and the government paid him $10,000, cold cash.
So, just because he showed you a clipping, you handed him good money for a silly gadget.
Peg, it ain't a gadget, I told you. It's real scientific. Ain't that so, Betsy?
Well, yes, I suppose so, if it really is a Geiger counter.
Well, of course it is, and they cost plenty. Only this fella, he's a scientist, see? Only he's hard up, so he was willing to let me have it cheap. He told me the whole story.
Yes, I can imagine. I suppose he needed the money to send his poor, sick kid brother to the country.
No, I wouldn't fall for any old line like that. No. This guy's on the level. His wife needs an operation, and his grandmother's going to have a baby. Her first. I mean, his wife is going to have the baby.
Chester Riley.
Now, stop worrying, Peg. We'll be rich. And then I'll give you $15 to pay the gas bill.
Chester Riley. You used the gas money?
Well,
You took the $15?
Now, don't worry, Peg. They're giving us another week's gas.
Oh, Chester Riley, you're...
No,
you're the
don't
most
cry,
expensive...
Peg. After all, I didn't take the money for myself. I'm doing it for you and the kids. If I strike it rich, I don't want the money. I'll give it all to you. Just let me look at it once in a while. This looks like a good spot, Junior. We'll set the Geiger counter right here.
How does this thing work, Pop?
Well, you turn this dial here, see, and it's on. And then if there's uranium in the earth, this here pointer starts moving, and a bell starts ringing.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, now it's all set. Now all we got to do is wait for that bell to start ringing.
Pop! It's not ringing.
Be patient, Junior.
Nothing doing.
No. Well, if at first you don't succeed, try again. Now, here, Junior, this looks like a good spot right
You've
here.
been saying that for the last 3 hours.
Huh?
We've been all over the backyard and the front lawn. There's no uranium here.
Junior, I never thought you'd turn out to be a quitter.
But it's no use,
Where
Pop.
would we be today if all the great scientists quit the first time the going got tough? Suppose Marconi had quit. Today we wouldn't have no telegraph. We wouldn't have no radio. We wouldn't have no television. Oh, maybe he should have quit. But I ain't quitting.
Well, I'm tired. I'm going in the house. It's dark.
No, wait, Junior. One more spot right here. Junior, go inside, answer the phone. Huh?
Pop, it's not the phone. It's the Geiger counter. The pointer's moving.
It's ringing. We found it. Uranium. We're rich. We're in the money. Da, 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 da.
What's down out there? We're trying to sleep.
It's Gillis, come out here, quick. Wait, I tell him, Junior, will he burn up? Oh, boy.
Hey, what's the matter with you, Raliegh? You nuts or something? Yelling your head off like that?
Oh, why shouldn't I yell? Wait till you hear what happened.
I ain't interested. Now beat it. I want to get some sleep.
But you don't know what I found.
I don't care what you found. If you ain't off of my property in 30 seconds...
But, Gillis, I found a... Your property?
You know what Pop just found us again?
Shut up, Junior.
Well, aren't you going to tell us?
This is your front lawn?
Well, you ought to know it by now, Raliegh. You've been stealing flowers from it long enough.
I hate you, Gillis.
That's your privilege as my best friend. But do it on your own property. I'm going back to bed now, and if I hear one more peep out of you, I'm calling the cops.
All my life I was a poor schnook, but I dreamed of striking it rich. I had a feeling someday my big opportunity would come along. But when it comes, it has to come like this.
Pop, does this mean Mr. Gillis gets the uranium?
Well, not if he don't know about it. And I ain't going to tell him. I'm going to keep it a secret till my dying day. And with my luck, that'll come very soon.
Pabst Blue Ribbon will bring you the second act of The Life of Raliegh in just a moment. This is a blue ribbon country. North, south, east, or west, whatever spot you like the best, there you'll find fellow Americans enjoying the good things of life. In the dining room of a mansion on Nob Hill in San Francisco, the owner of a great steamship line entertains at dinner, a sparkling glass of Pabst Blue Ribbon at each plate, while a school teacher, visiting down at Fisherman's Wharf, enjoys her first San Francisco bouillabaisse with a tall foamer of the finest beer served anywhere. 3,000 miles away in New Haven, Connecticut, a group of football fans bound for the Yale Bowl stopped for a picnic lunch, topped off with chilled cans of Pabst Blue Ribbon. Luxury? The same kind of luxury a mill worker enjoys in a diner on the Boston Post Road. Baked beans with Pabst Blue Ribbon. Yes, this is a Blue Ribbon country. And whether you're Charles Lawton or Rosalind Russell or John Doe or Jenny Dokes, you can enjoy the fresh, clean, sparkling taste and real beer flavor of Pabst Blue Ribbon. Finest beer served anywhere. Your taste will tell you why.
You hear it everywhere. Finest beer served anywhere. 33 fine brews blended into one great beer.
And now back to The Life of Riley, starring William Bendix as Riley, with Paula Winslow and John Brown. Right now, Riley sits brooding bitterly over the injustice of having discovered a deposit of uranium on his friend Gillis's property next door.
Well, how is the great scientist today?
Oh, cut the comedy, Peg. You'd be surprised.
Well, let me know when you do so I can order a mink coat. But I got a feeling if I have to depend on that Geiger, whatchamacallit, I'll get it a lot faster if I go out and trap the minks myself.
You think you're funny.
No, dear, I think you are.
Peg, you ready?
Oh, in a minute, honeybee.
Well, hurry up, Peggy.
What does Honeybee Gillis want snooping around here?
Oh, I'm going to work at the charity bazaar with her today. We probably won't be home till late. Well, goodbye, dear.
Goodbye. So I'm a fool, huh? Well, I'll show her. I'll figure out some way to get that uranium. And when the government pays me off with 10 grand, then I'll show her.
Hey, Pop, where's the pail? Mr. Gillis needs a pail.
What's the matter?
His hot water heater's busted. The kitchen's flooded. I gotta get a pail.
You stay where you are.
But Mr. Gillis...
Let him suffer.
Riley, give me a pail, quick.
Get off my property.
Riley, for the love of Mike, my drink's flooded.
Well, what do you want from me? Go buy water wings.
Well, that's a fine attitude. I wouldn't be stuck with that crummy house if it wasn't for you. You talked me into buying it. You let me have first choice, and then you conned me out of taking this house. But I notice your boilers don't bust, your roof don't leak, your floors don't sag, your plaster don't crack. By rights, I should have this house, you rat.
Yeah, sure I tricked you. So what? Now you're stuck with the... what did you say?
You rat.
No, before that.
I said, by rights, I should have had this house.
You know, Gillis, I never looked at it like that. All these years my conscience was bothering me. Many's the time I'd wake up suddenly in the middle of the night and...
Sure, my boiler was exploding.
No, I didn't treat you right, Jim. After all, we grew up together. We're pals.
Oh, sure, pals. A lot of good it does me. It's too late to do anything about it.
No, it ain't. You're entitled to my house, and you're gonna have it.
Oh?
We'll change houses.
You're nuts.
No.
We can't do that.
Well, why not? The same value, same mortgage, same payments. We'll trade even, Stephen. I want to do the right thing, Jim.
You do that for me, old pal.
Well, certainly.
I never knew you was such a friend. Nah, I can't let you do it. I can't. I just can't. But I will.
It's a deal.
Yeah, but what about pay?
Well, I can handle the little woman. Hey, you know what? They won't be back until late. Let's move. What?
Now?
Yeah, before they get back. I'll help you move your furniture. You help me with mine.
Well, let's go.
Okay. That's the last piece. Oh, what a job.
Yeah, I'm glad it's over.
Well, my house is now yours, and yours is mine.
Yeah, thanks, Riley.
Well, thank you.
Well, good night, Riley.
Good night, Gillis. What a sucker.
Where'll I put this box?
Oh, just put it anywhere. Your mother will find a place for it in the morning.
Well, I don't think Mom's going to like this switching houses.
I'll handle your mother. When I tell her what's under the lawn, you leave it to me. You go to bed. I'm going to turn in, too, Junior.
Well, you better wait up and keep an eye out for Mom. She doesn't know we moved.
Oh, yeah, that's right, too.
Well, Good night.
Good night, Junior. Oh, gosh, I'm dead. I'll just stretch out on this bed here and rest.
Well, don't fall asleep, Pop.
No, don't worry, I won't.
Oh, I'm sure glad we're home. Oh, nice after 12.
You want to come in for a cup of tea, Peggy?
Oh, no, it's much too late, honeybee.
Well, good night, dear.
Oh, what's that?
Just listen to that husband of mine snore.
If I didn't know this was your house, I'd swear that was Riley.
Well, I'll have to go turn him on his side. It's the only way to stop him.
I use a better trick with Riley. I tickle him. It always works.
Yeah? See, I think I'll try that on my husband tonight. Just listen to him. Well, good night, dear.
Good night, honeybee.
Jim, stop that snoring. Oh. Oh, it's hopeless. Jimsy, wake up.
Oh, it's you, sweetheart. Don't put on the light. I'm so sleepy.
Say, I got the funniest thing to tell you. You know that idiot Riley?
Yeah.
He's trying to find uranium in his backyard.
What a jerk.
Oh, there he goes again. Well.
Stop it, Peggy. That's it. Don't cut it out, Peg. Hey, you're not Peg.
You're not Jimsy.
Honeybee.
Right.
Don't you touch me. I'm married. Peg, help, help.
I'm speechless. In all my life, I never heard of such an idiotic thing. Changing houses, moving all our furniture without even discussing it with me. And letting me walk into our house and find that Jim Gillis in our bedroom. It's fantastic. It's so fantastic, I'm speechless.
It can't be so fantastic. You've been talking all night.
And I'm not through yet. Now, you listen to me,
Oh,
Riley.
please, Peg, let's have breakfast in peace. I told you why I done it. We got a fortune under the front lawn.
I want our house back.
But, Peg, the uranium, it'll pay off. We'll be rich.
I don't want to be rich. I want that house back.
But we got to save something for a rainy day. I'm thinking of the future.
If you don't get that house back, you won't have any future.
But this house is exactly the same and just as good, if not better.
Oh, what was that?
I didn't hear nothing.
That's the boiler just busted. Oh, the water's all over the floor.
Quick, Junior, run over to the Rileys and get a pail. I need to fill it.
Pop, you better move back to our old house. You know what Mom said, by 6 o'clock.
No, keep digging. I gotta find that uranium. She'll change her tune when she sees the stuff. Besides, Gillis don't want to switch back. Come on.
Oh, there's nothing here that even looks like it might be the stuff. Just earth.
Yeah, well, maybe we're not down deep enough.
How deep are we?
Oh, about 6 feet.
That's deep enough, believe me.
Who's up there?
It is I, Digby O'Dell, the friendly undertaker. I say, Riley, you look fine. Away down there.
Oh, hi, Digger.
But what are you digging for, Riley?
Digger, can you keep a secret?
Can I keep a secret? In my profession, we never tell anything to a living soul.
Well, there's uranium down there.
You're joking.
No, honest. You see this? That's a Geiger Counter. You put it on the ground and it tells you if something's buried in the earth.
Who needs Geiger?
I mean uranium. Now, listen, I turned this knob, see? There, that proves that there's uranium somewhere around here. The government will pay me $10,000.
They will?
Yeah.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's dig in.
Yeah. I gotta work fast. Oh, gee, this digging's tough work. I ain't getting any place.
Your technique is all wrong.
Huh?
If I dug like that, I wouldn't get any place either.
and neither would my customers. Now, Riley, you grasp your shovel with a relaxed grip and dig straight in. And it usually helps to sing. Rhythm, you know. Yippee-yi-yay, yippee-yi-yo. Ghost riders in the sky. You get the idea?
Yeah, let me try, Geiger. Say, it's easy this way. Hey, did you hear that? I think I hit something. Yeah, there's something here, all right. I can feel it. Feels like some kind of metal. Must be the uranium. I found it.
Chester Riley, what are you doing down there in that hole?
Peg, I found it, the uranium.
Did you get our house back?
No, not yet, Peg, but...
Chester Riley, I warned you.
I guess I'd better be going.
Riley, if you didn't get that house of ours back, don't bother getting out of that hole.
In that case, I'd better stay. I'll calm the little lady.
But, Peg, look, I found it. Here it is, uranium, long, thin strips. And it's got a handle to pick up. We're rich, look.
Well, you were right. You've got something for a rainy day. That's an umbrella.
What a revolting development this is.
The Rileys will be back with us in just a moment. When you're shopping at your neighborhood store tomorrow morning for your weekend supply of Pabst Blue Ribbon beer, ask for the new Handy 6 carton with the easy-to-carry handle. Yes, live the life of Raliegh with Pabst Blue Ribbon. Finest beer served. Anywhere. Your taste will tell you why.
You hear it everywhere. Finest beer served anywhere. 33 fine brews blended into one great beer.
Well, go on, Babs. What did this physics professor of yours say?
Well, he said it's not a Geiger counter at all.
Oh, leave it to your father.
Oh, wait a minute, Peg. Well, what is it, Babs?
Well, really, it's a magnet, and it's rigged up to a battery and a bell. And when it's put near steel or tin, the magnet works, and it makes the bell ring. It's worth about $1.
$1. You know what, Peg? The guy who sold this to me must have been a crook. Peg, I'm talking to you.
Well, I'm not talking to you. Now start packing.
You're throwing me out after all these years?
Yes, and we're going with you.
Oh, we're moving back to our old house?
Yes, Honeybee has more sense than her husband. Or mine, for that matter.
Now, Peg, don't...
I'm not talking to you, Riley. Start packing.
Oh, don't be like that, Peg. I admit I acted like a dope. Let bygones be bygones, huh? Oh, come on, Peg. I got paid today. And look, I bought you a little something. A bracelet. Here, let me put it on your wrist and forgive and forget, huh?
Oh, it's beautiful, Daddy.
Yep. Genuine 14-karat gold. Used to belong to a millionaire. Set me back a fortune.
Hey, Pop, can I get this here Geiger counter? I can use it.
So, it's genuine gold, huh? Sets you back a fortune. Chester.
Now, wait a minute, Peg. I can explain everything. I met this fella, see, and he told me he guaranteed.
Well, Riley, I suppose you'll be watching the big football game tomorrow afternoon.
Yes, can I invite you to watch the game with me, Mr. Wellington?
Well, thanks, Riley. On one condition, if you let me pay for my ticket.
Oh, we won't need no tickets. We can see it on television at the cozy corner. We can lean on the counter.
Like Geiger Counter?
Who wants to be rich? I'd rather just have money.
Well, I'll see you tomorrow. And I'll buy you a Pabst Blue Ribbon.
That will be a pleasure.
Yes, a pleasure enjoyed by millions of people every Saturday afternoon. In taverns and clubs and bars and grills. Or listening to the football games at home. Pabst Blue Ribbon. Finest beer served. Anywhere. Your taste will tell you why.
Enjoy the life of Raliegh with Pabst Blue Ribbon beer. Whenever you take a taste of it, you give it a hearty cheer. Again and again and again and again, it's Pabst Blue Ribbon you'll buy. Again and again and again and again, your taste will tell you why. So enjoy the life of
with Pabst Blue Ribbon beer.
With Pabst Blue Ribbon beer.
Pabst Blue Ribbon invites you to join us again next week to hear The Life of Riley, starring William Bendix as Riley. Tonight's script is by Reuben Shipp and Alan Lipskitz. Direction by Mitch Lindemann. Mrs. Riley is Paula Winslow. Digger Odell is John Brown. Babs is Barbara Eiler. Junior is Alan Reed, Jr. Consult your local paper for the correct time for The Life of Riley show on television over NBC every week. Produced by Irving Brecker. By arrangement with Universal International Pictures, now releasing Sword in the Desert, starring Dana Andrews and Martha Torres. The Life of Riley is brought to you by the Pabst Brewing Company of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Newark, New Jersey, and Peoria, Illinois, and sent your way with the best wishes of Pabst Blue Ribbon dealers from coast to coast. Jimmy Wallington speaking.
Next, it's the Jimmy Durante Show on NBC.